You got people who may not have been to a game all year. This is who come out and support. And, that's kind of the way it rolls in Indiana. But, again, just a great atmosphere for these girls. And a great game for the Board Lady Braves. We're going to move into this 2A game where the Musketeers are going up against the Oak Hiil Golden Eagles. The Musketeers are favored to win in this game, but you've got two very different teams. You've got a front court with Oak Hiil. You've got some size. Their two leading scorers are their big girls. They're going to try to get the ball inside, whereas Eastern's got a lot more guards. Sydney Burton's had a fantastic postseason where, really we relied on the three pretty much all year. And in this postseason, Eastern's really kind of shifted up and really get to the basket, get to the free throw line, made their free throws late pretty much every single game. And Eastern's played a whole bunch of close games. You look in the tournament, even from beat Providence, then it was a tight game until the very end. Beat Crawford in the sectional. Austin was a 3-point game. North Knox a 5-point game in the semi-state. Park Heritage ended up a 7-point game, but it didn't feel like 7. It was tight all the way down the wire. Just Eastern battle tested pretty much through and through. Oak Hill's had a little different run. Their last two games, beating two of the best teams in the state in Whitco and Bremen. Both of those two teams were the teams that were favored to win the 2A state championship. So you're really looking at, you look at Saginaw ratings, you look at all that kind of stuff. Whitco went down. North Knox beat South Knox. Backwards. South Knox beat North Knox. Bremen Falls and Austin fell. They were having a great year. Brownstown, Providence fell. Heritage Christian, Park Heritage. All these top teams got fell out. And Eastern and Oak Hiil able to navigate the waters here and really get to this point. This is the mecca of high school basketball. To play in Cambridge, to play at this level in front of just a fantastic arena, fantastic. Man, couldn't be more excited for what we're going to see in tonight's basketball game. Talk a little bit of numbers. First off, the Golden Eagles are led by their post players. Brianna Daly averaging 15 points a game. And then Morgan Kate, 5'11" forward, averaging 8 points a game. Landry Hartman averaging 6 a game. They got off the bench, Lola Edwards averaging 6 a game. Erica Newhouse with 4. So outside of Daly, pretty balanced across the board. Daly, a 6'1" post player, 6'1" sophomore. And I saw 2 games of theirs, they're semi-state games, and really they try to get the ball inside.
Yeah, they try and run high-low and so they'll try and get it into just in around the free throw line, and then they'll have the other duck in, and they'll try and get it down inside with the other one from a high-low. So you don't see a whole lot of that in high school girls basketball. That I think that'll be a key of how we defend that today.
And again, so looking at the Eagles team, really starting a sophomore and 4 juniors. Not having this Oak Hiil team's been really good for the last 10 years. I think they've played 4 or 5 state final games in the last 10 years. They're not surprised by success. They're not surprised by maybe the level of this. Even though they're not playing a whole lot of seniors, these juniors maybe getting here for the first time against a very senior late team in the Musketeers. We'll see whose nerves are going to settle the fastest. Will Oak Hiil lean into their experience? And again, their coaching staff has been here. Oak Hiil. Carrie Barkham just in her 4th year, 24-3 into the season, so they obviously had a fantastic year. But there's history here at Oak Hiil. Again, kind of in the last decade, they've been one of the top teams. That is the team that Eastern beat in 2017. So talk a little bit about some of the similarities between that season and this season. I'll let you go.
Yeah, so in 2017, North Harrison from the Mid-Southern Conference also joined Eastern in the state finals, and then this year Borden, obviously, they just won in 1A, and how impressive were they today? Shout out to them. But yeah, and then Oak Hiil is who we actually played in that game. I think it ended up being a 7-point game, if I remember correctly, or something like that. It was pretty similar there. Right. Yeah, Coach Drury, I wonder how I'd like to talk to her after this game and see how different it is between coaching versus playing in this game. So that'd be interesting too. But yeah, Oak Hiil with the record 24-3, and I got looking, and they started the season 1-2.
Right.
So then they've lost one game since early November. So
and their only loss was to Heritage Christian, who was really good pretty much all year long, and played into a tight game in January. Really not been tested. This team's not really been tested until the semi-state. They've kind of had, I don't want to say an easy run, but really have just dominated their schedule pretty much across the board. I think they're going to be in for an awakening tonight. I think this Eastern team, I think Eastern is favored to win. I think that they've not seen a defense quite like this Eastern team. Eastern puts a pressure on girls in the half court, in the full court, that just is not seen by many.
They do.
Go ahead.
And then the strength of schedule there, I kind of looked at it also, and Eastern strength of schedule is like fairly over 100 in the state, and I think Oak Hil's was in the 200. So Eastern has played a lot tougher schedule. Hopefully that comes into play some here today. I think it did affect the game in the 1A title game with Borden playing the tougher strength of schedule throughout. So hopefully we'll see the same thing here in game 2.
Yeah, Eastern at 104 in strength of schedule. Oak Hiil at 223. So again, just different level of competition. And you've seen who Eastern's played this year, and really not back down from any of them. Eastern's had a couple tough losses, but you look at those losses to Brownstown, who was a top 10 team, Southwestern, who was a top 10 team, Orleans, who was got Borden beat in the regional. Charlestown, who was one of the best teams we saw all year, got knocked out by Silver Creek. Silver Creek was a top 10 team. Borden just won a state championship. So Eastern's got 7 losses, and that may look like a lot, but man, they've been into some really good basketball teams.
Yeah.
For the Lady Musketeers, they are led by Sydney Burton and Addie Smith. Sydney Burton's averaged up to 12.7 a game. Addie Smith got 11 a game. Katie Bonner chipping in just over 9 a game. Robinson adding about 8 a game. And then Avery Smith averaging 4.7 a game. Now this is that team that, and I've said this so many times on the broadcast, that any night you could have 4 girls in double figures. And when that happens, man, what a threat. It's kind of like the Borden game. Like, who's going to step up and score? We don't know, and we don't care. And this team is very, very unselfish. Averaging 10 assists a game. They don't really care who scores. Clearly, Addie's the one that kind of runs things for us. She's the one that just kind of makes the engine go. And expecting a big game out of her. Sydney's really had a fantastic postseason. That month of January, where we were trying to shoot the ball, and we shot much better, averaging 6 to 7 to 8 threes pretty much every single game all year long until the tournament, where we're getting 1. We had the Providence game, we hit 1. I think in the semi-state we had 3 one game, we had 4 others. So just not shooting the ball particularly great. Really able to switch it up and really try to attack, and Burton really has been has double-double. I think the last 2 games really stepping up big for the Lady Musketeers, and knowing these girls, man, it's just a fantastic group of girls. I don't think they care. I don't think they care who scores. Just go out and play. So starting 4 seniors, and really you wonder if they're going to go with Robbins with a little extra guard presence, or do they go with Starrett with a little more post presence? I think Starrett's going to be big in this game, trying to keep these big girls off the glass. She brings another level of toughness and physicality to the game. Again, it's going to be an exciting matchup. You've got post presence with Oak Hiil, and you've got just fantastic guard play, really 1 through 5 with this Eastern team. Will their experience be able to play this? You've got Addie Avery. They played in the state final game in volleyball in their freshman year, so maybe they've had a little bit of this experience. This Oak Hiil team, the last year I think they got beaten in the sectional, which was a big upset. They were 22-3, so they've beaten the sectional the last 4-5 seasons. And then it's not going back to 2019. They played. They won a state title against Winchester. And then obviously the 2017 game where they lost to Eastern. Again, I'm sure that they're itching to get back in that state championship win column. They've got a couple. They've got I think, one win in their school's history, so they're looking to make a second. And that's going to, well, we've got just a couple minutes left. What's your key to the game here, John?
So I think we have to keep Burton out of foul trouble. You've got to keep a post presence in there. That way, if they are going to key on Burton, that we can pass it out, and if we get a few more from three than we have in the tournament. But I think how post play is, because they're going to make sure that they are trying to get it into the post, and how we guard the post and guard without fouling, make them shoot over top of us. I think that'll be a key for the game today. I think we do have a little bit better guard play. But from looking out there, they do have some size, and how we go up against that size could be a key today.
Look, this is also a team that they do shoot quite a bit of threes. This team's put up 350 threes in the season, shooting almost 30% from three. So that, as a team, is quite a number. You have to imagine that some of that comes from that post play. As those post players get in there, just creating some open looks for those shooters. Who's going to step up? You've got the Edwards girl at the might be on the wrong number.
And then I also wonder how Addie Smith can put pressure on them. Like, she held the girl from North Knox, I think, to 3 points in the first half, a total of 11 last game, just with some of the pressure she can apply. And then I think we've done a really good job in the tournament run Coach Drury has of mixing up the defenses. I mean, I think I've been really impressed with how we've mixed up our defenses, and I think we'll probably see some of that again today on how we try to guard that post.
You really, throughout most of the year, you kind of relied on our press for most things, and we relied on that press to get us some offense. We relied on that press to get us going. It really hasn't been as necessary in this postseason, because she's went from man, she's gone to that 1-2-2 half court, she's gone to kind of that three-quarter trap. Then she's gone out and just all out press, and then she just got. I mean, so she's been able to mix it up enough to just keep them off balance. Really, you saw that quite a bit in that second game of the semi-state against Park Heritage, and she kind of kept changing. And Park Heritage kind of got reset, spent a couple extra timeouts trying to regroup, whatever, and really Eastern kind of kept them off balance that whole time. Again, I imagine you're going to see a little bit of that. The difference being is they've got both players here that can score, and they got two of them that can make you pay, regardless of what defense you're going to see. Addie's done such a great job guarding these premier guards in the tournament. Who's going to step up and really put pressure on these post players, as you said, without fouling. You look at what Addie's done to the premise and to top and bottom. So we really haven't seen a post presence like this since Stroud from Suffolk County, and we did a fantastic job on one of the better players in our area, just keeping a hand on her and making her have to really work across the board. We are going to cut to a couple commercial breaks, and we'll be right back.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium, and we're ready for the starting lineup for tonight's big game. The crowd is on their feet, and they're going wild. The team is coming onto the court. Here comes the quarter pounder with cheese, along with the spicy McCrispy and the McDouble. And starting at center tonight will be the Big Mac. And ready to come into the game at any time is the play of fish. Look on the sideline, folks. We have chicken nuggets cheering along with the golden delicious fries. They're hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into McDonald's in Salem, West Baden, and Mitchell before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink and that one-of-a-kind Mickey D's sweet tea, or hot or cold coffee drink from the McCafe. Order inside or drive-thru now with the 2 lanes and use the mobile app for great deals. And get your food delivered at home or at the curbside. You can order at halftime and enjoy that one-of-a-kind taste without missing the next play. Set a pick and roll on into McDonald's today. You'll be loving it too. Drive-thru open from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day. And don't forget to catch W. Wesleyan's Coach's Corner live at McDonald's in Salem on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I'm loving it.
It's
March Madness time with girls and boys high school state finals and NCAA ball nearing tournament time. And at Jon Jones Auto Group in Salem, Scottsburg, Corydon, and Greenville, it's time to get in gear. Make a fast break today and score a 2026 Chevy Traverse with a $1,250 Costco Executive Member Incentive towards the purchase or lease of a 2026 Chevy Traverse. Or set yourself up with a jump shot to get 3.9% financing for 60 months on a 2026 Chevy Equinox plus no payments for 90 days. Or if a truck is in your future, dribble on in and find a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with TurboMax engine with 1.9% financing for well-qualified buyers. Or you could get up to $7,350 off for current Chevy owners and lessees when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Stop in at one of the locations in Salem, Scottsburg, Corydon, and Greenville to check out your new ride today at Jon Jones Auto Group or shop online at JohnJonesAutoGroup.com. Schedule your service today or check out tire deals. Or if you draw a foul on the road with an accident, then take your ride to the Jon Jones Collision Center. For all your needs, call 877-473-5546. You see so many because they paid so little.
After years in the making, the new Papa John's Pan Pizza recipe is ready. Introducing a new pan pizza with edge-to-edge cheese and toppings, a crispy garlic Parmesan crust, and 6 cheeses. It's the perfect balance of a soft, fluffy interior dough and a crispy crust. You'll agree, this pan pizza was worth the wait. Order the new pan pizza today from your local Papa John's. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
At the IHSAA, we're proud to have partners who share our vision of building a strong Indiana. I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig.
And I'm Rafael Sanchez, Chief Impact Officer of Old National Bank, founded and headquartered in Evansville, Indiana. We couldn't be prouder of our Hoosier heritage.
And Hoosiers couldn't love high school sports more.
That's why it's important to us as a Hoosier Bank to invest in high school sports. We offer financial literacy programs that help student athletes make educated financial decisions once their playing days are over.
The association is committed to keeping high school sports focused on education first. The life lessons we teach help student athletes develop both in the game and in life.
And that's a win for every Hoosier.
Thanks to partners like Old National Bank, the future of Indiana looks strong.
Support education-based athletics by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic event.
This is investing in our future.
This is building up Indiana.
This is your IHSAA.
And we're back here at Cambridge Fieldhouse. Anytime you hear Taylor on the Jumbotron, and in 49 states, it's just basketball, but in Indiana, it's something different. It's something different.
There's a different feeling in here on state finals day. It's something to be special, and I have to give another shout out. There's several of the Borden fans that have just stayed around just to support the Lady Musketeers.
Again, you love to see the community support. You love to see just the excitement in the air. They're showing some highlights from this Oak Hiil squad. Again, Oak Hiil getting it done in this tournament, knocking off knocking off Whitco and Bremen. Two of what may have been the favorites coming into this tournament. I think Whitco was the favorite to win the state championship. They had the highest percentage. Oak Hiil able to take care of business in their part of the state. Good to see, again, just great to see. I know you guys can't hear all of them, but you see all the students, players on the Jumbotron. I'm sure they're so excited. It's so loud.
I can't.
We will do everything we can to make sure we can bring this to you. Looks like Eastern is going to start sending first. Senior Addie Smith, junior Katie Honor, senior Avery Smith, and then sophomore Bailey Robinson. Eastern really hoping to play 7 girls throughout. We've got a couple more off the bench that are going to come in and be a big lift. For Oak Hiil, we've got Erica Newhouse, Landry Hartman, Cora Pond, Brianna Daly. Again, that's their leading scorer, and then Morgan Case, their second leading scorer. Both of those post players, Daly a 6'1" sophomore, and then Case a 5'11" junior. lot of just much bigger teams than where we are at most positions. I still don't know that they've seen our toughness. We probably haven't seen a player quite like Daly since Emory's Brown in that sectional against Crawford County. I imagine we're probably going to see more zone than what we may have played throughout this last little bit. I imagine that's going to be the case. Again, they were able to really shut down her.
With that size, I think we're really going to have to rebound as a team. We're going to make sure we get our block out. And, if you do get a good block out, a lot of times you get some foul calls on them if you get a good block out. And I think if you get a couple fouls on the big girl, that could definitely change the game. Thornton did a really good job with Wheeler getting in foul trouble, and there was another one. Yeah, and they were able to work through that. But I don't know that Oak Hiil has the same amount of depth that they would if some of their better players would get in foul trouble there. So, but I think we need to rebound as a team, control our turnovers, let's get good shots, and let's see where things go.
Again, it's exciting. This is going both coaches in their fourth year. Again, Taylor played withdrew for Eastern State on that 2017 state championship team. Was a different player. I think she was a Pacific Award winner that year, correct? I know it's kind of a weird feeling to have played in this game just 7 years ago and now come back. And I think it was always her dream to coach at Eastern, not knowing that opportunity would come. She kind of fell into taking over this a few years ago, and this year, man, has done a fantastic job. She's coached season, really just punching all the right buttons. We'll see how this is going to play out. Neither of these coaches have coached at this level so far. Again, we're off to the races with the. I thought 4 officials. I got a little nervous. They always have an alternate. I forgot. And we are about to get underway. Tip is getting ready to go up. See who can claim the 2A state championship. We said, I think Gordon just made it. That's the 32nd school in the state of Indiana to claim multiple girls basketball championships. Can Eastern make it 33?
I was going to say one of them's going to make it 33.
Because I think Oak Hill's just got one championship. Eastern's got one championship. One of these teams are going to go away with a state championship today. Gotta love to see the cheer block going absolutely nuts over there. Yeah, super fun. Fun for them. I know my own kids are here just absolutely loving it. They're waiting on something. Okay, they must be waiting on media or something else. And it's going to be Avery Smith going up against Daly. Daly's going to get the tip. It's going to be out to Hardman. Hardman being guarded by Robbins. Eastern hit a man-to-man. It's going to be out top to Kate. Kate back to Hardman. Hardman gets into the lane. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Daly. Second chance, no good. Rebounded by Bailey Robbins. She's going to be bringing it up. Gets it to Addie Smith. Out top. Oak Hiil in a man-to-man. High post to Sydney Burton. Burton back to Addie Smith. Addie's going to get into the lane. Oh, my goodness gracious. They're going to think that it was a block. I thought that there was a lot of contact there. Ball out of bounds. Going to be back to Eastern.
I'd agree. There's a lot of contact there.
Eastern on the inbound. Gets the ball to Honor for three. And good. Katie Honor knocks down the first three of the game. Eastern going to set up their diamond press. Hardman gets it into the middle. That's a Kate. Back to Hardman. They're going to back lob pass there into the paint. They're going to get it to Daly. He's going to about 10 foot or 6 foot. No good. Rebound Honor.
Good start for Eastern.
Addie Smith's going to bring it up. Over to Honor on the wing. Corner to Robbins. Robbins down top to Avery Smith. Inside to Burton. Addie Smith back out to Avery. Eastern being patient right now. Burton over across to Honor. Hunter gets in the lane. Addie Smith, a little dribble drive. Addie gets all the way to the rim. Looks like she's going to get blocked there by Newhouse. Newhouse coming the other way. Eastern 3-0. 6 minutes to play here in this first quarter. It's going to be Newhouse, little jumper. Good block out there by Avery Smith to keep Case off the glass. To keep Daly off the glass. Might have been a foul there, but Addie Smith, the tire defender, kicks to Avery in the corner. Avery's trying to get into the lane. Kicks to Hunter. Hunter baseline drive. Back out to Avery. Avery's going to fire for three. No good. I thought Oak Hiil got a piece of it. They're going to say no. There was a lot of contact there. Kind of took her legs out from her air ball there. Eastern's going to set up her diamond press. Gets the ball into Newhouse. Newhouse up the sideline to Kate. Eastern in a man-to-man. Hardman out to Newhouse. Oak Hiil passing around the perimeter. They get the ball into Case on that little high-low action. It's going to be a jump ball. Again, you expect to see they get that ball on the high post. That time to Newhouse. He's able to find Case. Kind of tries a little reverse shot. No good. And Robin's able to force a tie-up.
Yeah, we started out rebounding pretty well. We will have to keep that up throughout the game.
Addie Smith coming out. Bringing the ball down. Oak Hiil in a man-to-man. High post to Sydney Burton. Hand off to Addie. Addie kicks to Avery Smith. Avery's going to drive baseline. Had Burton open. Couldn't get it. Out to Robbins. Robbins jukes a little bit. Tries to find Burton. Throws it away. Hardman going the other way. Hardman finds Newhouse. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Newhouse is able to throw it off of an Eastern player. It's going to be Oak Hiil basketball underneath the basket.
A little bit sloppy to start. Might be a little bit of nerves going on.
So Burton was definitely open. Just kind of threw that ball between her legs. Oak Hiil tries to get the ball into Daly. That big 6'1" frame. Gets off the glass. No good. But that's going to be Eastern basketball. Eastern with a 3-0 advantage. 4:58 to play here in this first quarter. Daly's had a couple looks at it. One was off the side of the rim, and one was almost over the rim. Addie's going to bring up high ball screen. She's going to pass on the screen, kick to Hunter. Hunter's going to get to the rim and lays it in. Good. Katie Hunter picks up her 5th point. Eastern takes a 5-0 advantage. Eastern trying to press. That's going to be Avery Smith with deflection. Addie gets the steal. She's going to push the other way. She's going to get to the rim, and she's going to be blocked. They're going to get a foul. Thank you. Addie Smith able to get through. That's going to be on, is that 43?
25, I thought.
25. Sorry, that's on. I thought that was on Daly. It must have been the girl was kind of on her hip. Daly was up top. Addie Smith's first free throw is no good. Again, can Oak Hiil handle any kind of foul trouble? Not a super deep team, just according to the stats. Not a team that plays a ton. Addie Smith's second free throw is good. Eastern takes a 6-0 advantage with 4:32 to play. Eastern in their press. Gets it up the sideline to Kate. She's going to get it back to Hardman. Hardman's going to try to get into the lane. Eastern kind of drop back to that man-to-man. Out the pond. And you can tell that they're trying to do high ball stay on the wing. Hardman gets in the lane. High-low. Picked off by Burton. Ends up back in the hands of Daly. Daly, tough shot. No good. Pinball machine. Eastern didn't grab it. Now Addie Smith's going to end up with a rebound. And they're going to get an over and back call. Robbins has got to chill out. Robbins, we end up getting everything we needed. Robbins is up trying to throw to Addie. She just hadn't crossed that floor yet. And that's going to be a media timeout. We're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on 97.9 WSLM.
Washington County is cheering loud and proud for the Eastern Lady Musketeers as they take the court in the state finals this weekend. Your hard work, determination, and team spirit have inspired our entire community. Good luck, Lady Musketeers. The Washington County Commissioners and the Washington County Council believe in you and are behind you every step of the way. Bring home that championship. Go Lady Musketeers.
And we're back here at Cambridge Fieldhouse. 3:57 to play in the first quarter. Eastern with a 6-0 advantage. Again, other than just one silly turnover, maybe two silly turnovers, Eastern's playing pretty solid right now. Defensively, making them have to work. Oak Hiil, the big girl, Daly, just not able to get anything going. She seems like she's a foot taller. She's listed at 6'1", but she seems like she's about 6'7". Really shooting hard, trying to go over top of contact, and you're seeing that team rebounding. Last one, I think we got 4 girls in the vicinity, and nobody grabbed it. I think because you're just trying to keep the other girl off the glass and end up kind of a pinball. Addie did end up with it. Sometimes it's just possess the ball and then chill, right? I don't think that Coach Drury's looking for an up and down. Let's get running every single time. I think this is one of those where let's minimize possession, maximize effort, maximize efficiency. That's kind of the way this works. Honor with getting 5 of our 6 points here in the first half of this quarter. So again, really kind of led the way. Had that open three, had a nice baseline drive. A lot of contact. The officials let them play at this level, and it's one of those things you might have mixed feelings as a spectator. Why don't they call that? Why don't they call that? Obviously, you always want the foul called, but I think you got to let them play. You got to make sure that the officiating is not part of the game, and it's just kind of they're just monitoring. And I'm sure at some point this broadcast I'll be upset with a call or something like that. But these guys are the best of the best. There's a reason that they've been rated by coaches, they've been rated by their officials, they've been rated by the IHSA, and these are the 12 officials we're seeing today, and even the alternates. These guys are the best. So they know their tolerance levels. They know what they're going to let by with, and they know that. So this is so important for these young girls. They're going to do a great job. I'm sure they're going to miss one. That's going to happen. But these guys know what they're doing. Meanwhile, Oak Hill's going to take the ball out around half court. Eastern with a 6-0 advantage. 3:57 to play here in this first quarter.
Looks like we may be coming out in the zone here.
So that seems to be something that Taylor's done quite a bit of, is just out of his own, maybe for a possession or two. 1-2-2 got a half-court trap. They get the ball on a high post. Tries to throw it into to Daly, and Burton wisely picks it off. Eastern up to Robbins on the sideline. She's going to pull it back out to Addie Smith. High ball screen there by Hunter. Addie kicks to Robbins. Back to Addie in the corner. Smith out to Hunter. Cross court to Avery Smith. Avery looking to get in the lane, finds Burton. High post, no good. And that's going to be rebounded by Oak Hiil. Avery might have had a jump ball there.
Staying in the zone.
It's going to be Hardman back out to Newhouse. Out to Hardman. Looks like they went back to man. Bailey Robbins guarding Hardman right now. Hand off to Pond. You can tell they're the little interior post screen. They're going to get the ball into Daly. Double team. Back out to Kate. Kate's going to get into the lane. Kick to Pond. Pond's going to try to get in the lane. And they're going to get a foul on Avery Smith. He's just kind of sliding there. That's one of those tough ones. Avery's about a half step late. But on the flip side, Pond's not going to make that shot because she's running kind of out of bounds on the right side, away from the basket. That's a tough one. Avery picks up her first foul. Pond's going to go line for two. Misses that first free throw.
Like little Eliza Terrace coming in for Avery.
And number 15, that's Lily Edwards checking in for Oak Hiil. Again, 6-0. 2:46 to play here in this first quarter. Pond's second free throw is good. Robbins up the sideline to Addie Smith, up to Hunter. Hunter open for three. No good. Rebounded by Oak Hiil. They're looking to run. Hardman running the other way. Gets it into Daly. Daly kicks to, that's going to be 16, number 15, Lily Edwards. She's going to knock down a three. And just like that, 6-4, Eastern on top by two. Again, good ball movement there by Oak Hiil. Robbins gets the ball into Sterrett. Back out to Robbins. Robbins pulls up about 10-footer and good. Tough shot there by Bailey Robbins, but she's able to knock it down. Eastern looking to press here. Oak Hiil being very patient. Gets it in the middle of the Newhouse, down the sideline to Pond. Gets it into Daly. Daly travels into a wall. Out to Hardman for three, no good. Offensive rebound there by Newhouse. So I am very impressed with the rebounding effort of this Oak Hiil team. Both offensive and defensive, they get after it.
They did a nice job of crashing the board.
So far, right now, always up on us one in the rebounding category, but they have controlled the defensive glass so far. First free throw for Newhouse is no good. Case is going to check back in for Daly, and then Bailey Trainer's going to check in. You see a Trainer next to the Daly or Case, and there's about a foot difference. The Trainer's tough kid. Second free throw by Newhouse is good. And we have an 8-5 advantage for the Lady Musketeers. Connor had a look at the three. Nope. Decides not to take it. Back to Addie Smith. She's going to get in the lane. Tough shot. Goodness gracious, she got hammered. No call. Oak Hiil going the other way. It's going to be a kick out to, that's going to be Edwards for three again. And that has got to be a foul. Wow. That's going to be another look for Pond for three. No good. Addie Smith, that, overback's not a call I know in basketball, but that's a bad call. She's clearly blocking out. There's verticality there, and Addie Smith gets on the wing to Trainer. Back out to Addie Smith, top of the key for Sydney Burton. Burton gets by Kate. She's gonna finish.
Tough drive.
Nice drive there. Nice finish. Good elevation. Oak Hiil goes from kind of a 4 cross against the press. They're going to get it down the sideline. Tipped out of bounds. Looks like by Addie Smith. Eastern takes a 10-5 lead on that drive and scored by Sydney Burton. So the thing that bothers me is you call the foul on Avery, and that play was there. It was the same play. It's the exact same play. The only difference is Sydney made her shot.
Right.
And I don't love we're not going to call that foul because she makes it. It's the exact same contact. Meanwhile, Case going up and backing Burton down, left hand, and good. That's just a manhandle right there. She just using her body, just back down, back down, back down. She didn't get help from the top. 10-7, Eastern on top by 3. 30 seconds to play. Oak Hiil switching to a zone right now. Burton's going to drive baseline, reverse layup, and good.
I think Burton's a little bit quicker than Daly, so she can take her from about 12 feet out.
Well, you can tell that once she got that step on her, Daly wasn't going to, she's not looking to foul. I think Sarah just put Daly on the ground on that play. Daly high post, out to Pond, drives baseline. It's going to be out of bounds. They're going to say Oak Hiil ball. I guess they didn't see what happened there. The girl looked like she fell down. Unless an Eastern player was out of bounds and touched the ball, that must be what happened.
I think that's what they were saying.
On inbounds to Edwards. Get the ball into Case, and she's just going to back down. Oh, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Lady Musketeers on top, 12-7. We are going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on 97.9 WSLM. And I stand corrected. We're going to see right here. We'll hopefully we don't have any more technical glitches, but we're going to see right here.
I think Coach Federi's got to be pretty happy with the way that quarter went.
So again, they've had this kind of mantra over the postseason is on the board. Getting out rebounded so far by 2 in this first quarter. You had to know that was going to be the number that's going to telling of this game. You had to know that who controls the glass is going to have the advantage in this game. But right now, Eastern able to withstand all of that. You'd like to see Eastern, getting a little more screen action in our offense. I know we do a lot of dribble drive action.
Like Darren Ferris is getting an award here.
I didn't hear what the award was, but Mr. Ferris getting recognized. We'll have to we'll tell you more about that one as soon as we find out. But congratulations to Mr. Ferris, the principal of Eastern High School. And then it looks like another administrator from Oak Hiil. But I know that Darren and Sean both had just a tough week, just organizing all this kind of stuff. And you want to say hats off to the community that came out in droves to try to support them, and whether that was to help feed them or get them transportation, whatever it was. But there's still got to be somebody that's got to organize all that stuff. And my hats off to Mr. Ferris and our athletic director, Sean Smith. I think at one point I talked to Darren. He said, "This isn't a whole lot of fun. It will be fun eventually, but this isn't a whole lot of fun. You just see the work that they have to do to make all this happen."
All this, plus they hosted sectional this year, so it's been an exciting few weeks, but I'm sure it's been very busy few weeks for them as well.
It's always that mix. I think most of these guys, Darren included, he'll do whatever it takes to make sure the job gets done. It doesn't make it more fun, but he'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. Meanwhile, Eastern with a 12-7 advantage at the end of the first quarter.
The stat that pops out to me is Eastern was 5 for 11, and Oak Hiil was 2 of 12 from the field.
And really both of those just where he got back down into the paint. Case had one down. Edwards just got an easy look down there. Kate really she just kind of does that bully ball where she just kind of just back you down, kind of the old Shaq. You just gonna back you down and then lay it in. We're going to have to get some double downs or get that extra help to make her get rid of it. And maybe we're going to say, we'll take that one as long as I just let you overlook. Oak Hiil is going to start with the basketball. They're at half court. But Newhouse is going to bring the ball up. Eastern going to that 1-2-2 trap. See if they can't get a quick trap and a turnover here. And they got a piece of it. It's going to end up back in the hands of Newhouse on the baseline. No good. And it falls. I thought that was going to be off. It falls 12-9 in favor of the Musketeers. Addie Smith hands off to Bailey Trainer. Over to Avery Smith. Oak Hiil and a man-to-man. Trainer gets in the lane, kicks to Burton. Burton thought about a jumper. Up to Robbins, top of the key. Robbins out to Addie Smith. Avery Smith on the drive baseline. Gets kicked to Burton. And goodness gracious, they're going to get a jump ball. I don't know that I like that call. I think there's more contact with the body than the ball, but they're going to get a jump ball between Hardman and Burton. That's going to be Eastern basketball underneath their basket. 7:22 to play. Eastern with a 3-point advantage, 12-9. Inbound to Robbins, straight to Burton. I think they had a confusion there.
He was wide open.
He was wide open, able to connect from about 5 feet. I think Newhouse just got by with the travel right there. That's going to be a turnover there and a foul. Again, that crack down through Newhouse off. And I think she traveled, but the no call is that she tried to throw it across the court. She got tipped into the hands of Bailey Trainer. She kind of got tackled. It wasn't malicious or anything. It just ended up the way the contact. That's going to be a foul. Hahn's going to check in there for Edwards. That foul must be on, must have been on Hardman. Addie Smith brings it up, high ball screen. Addie's going to try to find Trainer. Back to Addie in the corner. Addie's going to bring it back out. Finds Burton. Burton going up against Staley. Nice move. Going to get her shot block, gets her own rebound. Gets blocked again. Finds Addie Smith for three. And good. Addie Smith from the college three-point line. Knocks it down to take a 17-9 advantage. Oak Hiil able to break the press. They had Bailey. They didn't see her. Got a deflection there by Trainer. And that's going to be a turnover. Stolen away by Avery Smith. Addie Smith's going to bring it up. Oak Hiil just a little out of sorts right now. Nice pass. Beautiful pass to Burton. Oh, my goodness gracious. So you had a screen roll right there, and it was absolutely executed flawlessly. Burton got bumped on one, misses it, gets her own rebound, and I feel like she got clobbered there.
And they called a jump ball.
And they're going to call a jump ball. Burton ended up, it looked like she hit her head there. Yeah, that one, if you'd like to have back, you see that one on replay again, I'm sure the official's going to be like, man, we probably should have had something there. So Eastern with a 17-9 advantage. I don't know which team. Is that an immediate timeout or was that?
Oak Hiil called a timeout.
So Oak Hiil called a timeout. They definitely did not defend that screen roll well at all.
No, Burton started out strong, 6 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist already. I like the way she's battling there on the board because she is giving up a few inches, even though she's listed at 5'10".
This is one of those. She's got to use that shot fake to get Daly in here. She's so long that if you just go up, Daly's going to get a piece of it. You saw the one block there on that first shot. Burton staying with it, getting another chance to go back up again. Again, I think she got mugged on the second one a little bit, but Daly able to get a piece of it again and then get a jump ball there. Again, Burton with 5 rebounds here in this first half so far.
So we're now leading the rebounding 10-9. So I thought that was a key to the game on how we did with their height. So if we can stay even with them on the boards, I like our chances.
And again, forcing a couple turnovers here, just getting a quick trap. I imagine Coach Drury's going to switch something up here coming out of this timeout. It seems kind of be what she's done quite a bit. I imagine Oak Hiil, they're saying, why are we not just keep pounding the ball inside? Last drive, Daly was wide open, and they couldn't find her. You've seen Eastern kind of back off a little bit and just play that lob and just say, we're just going to stay back on Daly. Got a couple turnovers out of it. I imagine that Eastern's got to stay with that same strategy, but if you're Oak Hiil, the coach has got to be saying, hey, we got the advantage inside. Let's take care of business. You know, let's use what we have to our advantage and really just not doing that so far. And other than really knocking down that 1-3, they had some good ball movement. Not getting great ball movement for the Oak Hiil team.
Yeah, that zone that we're playing, though, we are applying some pressure out front, which is making it a little bit harder for those guards to try and get it into the post.
So again, Eastern 6:19 to play here in this first half. Eastern with a 17-9 advantage. Can we kind of withstand a little run here? Again, I think this is where you got to find that balance. Anytime you're playing at this level, you got to be patient. Eastern's always been an up-tempo team, but this is one of those you need to take your moments, but most importantly, take care of the basketball. Eastern's going to prep. Going to come out in that diamond prep. Oak Hiil with a 4 cross set. They inbound to Kate. Kate back to Hardman. Hardman gets up the sideline to Pond. Out back to Newhouse. Newhouse trying to drive down the sideline. Back out to Pond. Little ball handoff to Hardman. Gets it into Daly. Daly kicks to Kate. Kate at the free throw line. No good. Rebound. We had a 3-way block out there on Daly. She was not getting that board.
No, and we didn't go out and guard
Kate.
Yeah, I think we were willing to give up that 15, 16-footer.
Addie Smith off the high ball screen, gets it into Burton. Burton gets no good, gets her own rebound. And they're going to get yet another jump ball.
Yeah, I think Burton's getting a little frustrated with all the jump balls. She's doing a really good job of rebounding, but when they come down, I think they're getting a little bit of arm, too, when they're getting those and they're getting jump balls.
So Daly kind of swats up the ball. She's done a good job of maneuvering that, but then it's just, we got to go finish. Out top to Robbins. Robbins drives down the right side. Out to Avery Smith. Out to Hunter. Back to Burton. Oak Hiil in a 2-3 zone. Addie Smith shot fake. Robbins for 3. No good. Could be rebounded there by Avery Smith. Out to Hunter. Off the deflection. Out to Robbins. Get Oak Hiil down. The man. Sorry, I thought they were in zone. Oh, they are in zone. Robbins for 3. Get in there. And good. Haley Robbins knocks down her first point of the game.
That's some good patience on our offensive end there.
Eastern up 20-9. Oak Hiil going up against this press. They get it up to Daly. Daly finds Case on the run. And Case is going to call. Oh, my goodness gracious. Ball ends up. Great hustle there by Avery Smith. Ball gets up to Burton. She's going to get a foul. Avery Smith came down really funny there. Great hustle there by Avery. She's in some obvious pain. We're going to hope and pray that there's nothing serious there. The ball got deflected. Kate's on the run. Ball got deflected. It ended up in Avery's hands, and it ended up in a pile-up. And I think they're going to get there in. Again, trainer's going to take care of her. Burton's first free throw up is good. We'll take a second to give a shout out to Casey Kalin, who's a trainer for this Eastern team. She's a trainer also for the Fortin team. I know both of these teams love her. She just does a fantastic job. Thanks to Babatel, they provide us with that, and she does a great job working with the girls. Meanwhile, Burton's second free throw is good, and Eastern's going to take a 22-9 advantage against this Oak Hiil Eagles team. Oak Hiil able to break the press, gets it up to Pond. Pond gets it back out to Hardman, being guarded by Robbins. There to Case, there to high post. Going to get it on the baseline that looks like the Pond. They're going to get a blocking foul there. That's one of those, she sold that one quite a bit.
That's going to be the second on Burton.
The city's her second foul. That's a tough blow for the Lady Musketeers. She's in position. The ball's kind of underneath the basket. She's a little bit out of control. The ball, that's a tough blow. Tough blow. It probably is a foul, but it's a tough one. Trainer going to check into the game. Liza Starrett check in the game for Avery Smith. It's going to be they get the ball on that back screen to Kate, and Horner's going to get called for a foul. Again, I don't get too riled up about any of that stuff, but the contact level is very similar to what you saw out of Daly on the other end. Horner's going to pick up a foul, and that's going to send Kate to the line for two. As an official myself and as just an avid fan, I don't care what your tolerance level is. Well, let's just be consistent that contact is contact, and if you're going to let that go, then you got to let it go both places. And I felt a little inconsistent there. Kate's first free throw no good. Second one is up, and that one is good. And Eastern's going top 22-10 with 4:24 to play here in the second quarter. Looking to see if they can bring a second state championship home to the Southern Athletic Conference. Robbins on the wing. Out to Horner. Horner's going to drive right. High post to Starrett. Starrett got stripped away. Finds Addie Smith. Addie looking to get in the lane. Kicks to Horner. Out to Starrett. Back out to Addie Smith. She's going to drive baseline. She's going to get all the way there. He's going to throw it away. I think Starrett was open. Probably the wrong pass there. Hardman going the other way. Good shot fake. No good. It's going to be rebounded there by Case. He's going to put it up. No good. So that was Newhouse. And Addie Smith's going to get the rebound. And they're going to call foul Newhouse.
I was hoping they weren't going to give that one a jump ball. That was a little bit, definitely too much contact there.
That was very similar to the last one. The man she's clearly going through across the arm. Edwards is going to check into the game for Oak Hiil. And that is going to be a timeout. I do think this is a media timeout. We'll see if we can get this thing to work. We'll cut to a quick one break and we'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeers basketball, WFLM.
The Washington County Commissioner, District 2, would like to wish the Eastern Lady Musketeers all the best. Good luck to the Eastern Lady Musketeers as they compete for a state championship. Our entire community is so proud of your hard work, dedication, and the way you represent Washington County. Bring home the title. We're cheering for you.
It's a big weekend for our local girls basketball team as they head to Indianapolis to play for a state championship. And H&R Block in Salem is proud to cheer them on. While they're taking care of business on the court, you can take care of business on your taxes. File fast with H&R Block. Whether you do it yourself online, choose full service online, or sit down with a tax pro in person. Stop by H&R Block, 1335 South Jackson Street. Call 812-883-1771 or get started today at hrblock.com. H&R Block, fast taxes and proud supporters of our hometown teams. Go Lady Braves and Lady Musketeers. We're supporting you all the way.
back here at Cambridge High School. Again, we have having some technical difficulty. I can't apologize enough. We are back Eastern with a 22-10 advantage over the Oak Hiil Eagles. Avery Smith did check back into the game, so glad to see that she is okay. She's absolutely vital for the success of this basketball team. So we're going back with Avery, Addie Smith, Eliza Sterrett, Katie Horner, and Bailey Robbins. Addie Smith going to bring the ball up. Oak Hiil in a man-to-man. Addie's able to get by, finds Robbins. Robbins for three, no good. Going to be rebounded there by Hartman. She's going to look to run the other way. She's going to step out of bounds. Great pressure there by Robbins and Horner just to keep some pressure on her. She lost the ball, gathered the ball, but her foot was out of bounds. It's going to be a turnover, Eastern basketball.
That was just a lot of effort from Bailey Robbins shooting that three down near the corner and then being able to hustle back to that.
High ball screen there.
Nice screen by Sterrett.
Goodness gracious, that is a foul. Wow. See the team liking the aggressiveness there. Hartman playing extremely physical for Oak Hiil. Robbins gets the ball to Addie Smith. Addie's going to turn back. She's going to put it up. It's going to be blocked out of bounds by Daly. I don't think Oak Hiil didn't like the screen call. The push on Robbins doesn't go very like that one.
Those fan bases were up at the ref on that one.
Eastern inbound to Robbins. Robbins pulls it out. 2:50 to play here in this first half. Eastern with a 22-10 advantage over the Oak Hiil Eagles. Again, Eastern being super patient right now. And again, it's one of those you got mixed feelings about whether to stall or whatever, but you got to shorten the game. You know, if they're going to let you take 30 seconds off the clock, then you better take 30 seconds. You know, going to get a count there. Addie, not the Robbins. And I think the jury's probably okay with. We'll take the last shot of the half. Avery's going to get in the lane, pulls up for a jumper, no good. Rebound by Hunter, puts it up, good, and one. Again, that's maybe what she drew up on the play, but again, Avery able to get all the way to the rim. I thought that she had, the Eliza open. Hunter able to come in and finish that one, and she's going to go to the line for one. I think that foul was on Edwards. Hunter, no good on the free throw. Rebounded there by Addie Smith. Eastern on top by 14, 24-10. Just over 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Addie Smith being guarded by Case. I think you got to get it back to Addie, and that's going to be tipped away, stolen by Paul. She's going to go the other way. She's going to go over Robbins and score. Addie Smith coming up the other way. Drury saying, slow down, take care of the ball. Nice move there by Paul. If you had a miss that, Addie was being guarded by Case. I think you clear out and go. Oak Hiil in a man-to-man. Addie Smith over to Avery Smith. Hand off to Hunter. Back out to Addie. Minute 30 to play. Addie's going to get by her man. Kicks to Avery Smith. Avery's going to get to the rim and finish.
Nice
good
runner.
Little runner, 8-footer right there by Avery Smith. 26-12 in favor of the Lady Musketeers. Eastern looking to press. Hartman brings it up. Gets it to Daly. Back out to Hartman. Top of the key to Kate. Kate's going to go left side. No good. Rebounded there by Daly. Sarah's got to realize she's got to push under those legs. Daly's a foot taller. Sarah had a decent position to try to kind of outreach her. She just ain't going to do that. She's got to be able to get in those legs and really push Daly off the block. Daly able to come up, get a bucket and one. And that free throw is good. And that extends this 26-15 in favor of the Lady Musketeers. Just over a minute to play in this first half.
Yeah, I think that was the first putback that Daly's been able to get, so we need to make sure we limit those.
Ball in the corner to Sterrett, out to Robbins. Robbins being guarded by Edwards. Over to Hunter. Over to Sterrett. Back to Hunter. Addie Smith says, "Well, give me the ball." Probably looking to take one last shot. 35 seconds to play. Addie out to Avery Smith. Again, Oak Hiil kind of switching everything. Ball inside to Sterrett. Nice cut there by Avery Smith. Good find by Sterrett. No good. Out to Hardman going the other way, being guarded by Robbins. Kicks to Edwards. Edwards for three. No good. Rebounded there by Robbins. Coach Drury pleading with her. Slow down. Robbins, again, Hardman is a physical defender. Robbins being guarded. Robbins going to fire for three. Off the rim. No good. And that is going to be the halftime score. The Lady Musketeers on top at the half, 26-15. We're going to see if this will work. We're going to cut to a couple commercial breaks. It does not appear this is going to work. We will stay right here with some thoughts. John, what sticks out to you from this first half?
18-13 rebounding advantage for Eastern, even though being undersized.
We've got a special guest in. Coach Matt Vick is going to join us. Just take his fun. We want, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
To win back-to-back state titles. You probably don't know this, so I did some numbers. There are 15 coaches that have won back-to-back titles in the state of Indiana. If you're 16,
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty awesome. To going back all the way to the 70s when they first started having a tournament here. Man, not just to bring it, but you've just done a fantastic job with this team. Coach Cheatham, AD Cheatham, he talked to us at halftime, and Jamie said just how relaxed this team is. They don't seem to be super serious, and practices are kind of chill. My personality, I'd be like, let's go.
Right, yeah. My personality and their personalities, I don't know if they meant well, but it's kind of like a yin to the yang. So it's, they're really loose girls, but they like the moment. They're not afraid of it. We've beefed up our schedule the last few years, and the reason to do that is because they want to play those big teams. They want to play those really good teams, and they're not shy at the moment.
Again, we talked quite a bit about that strength of schedule. You guys have the toughest schedule in 1A. I think you played in the 200s somewhere. Yep. They've got a better record. And to be fair, they beat some really good basketball teams here in the tournament, but they weren't going to. They haven't seen anything quite like you guys. Your girls, my hat's off to them. I don't know that they could have played better today. They could have told me that you were going to hold Wheeler to a certain amount of points and Rarick under 10, and that Emma Hart was going to be with. Talk a little bit about the balance that you've been able to see all year with this team.
When Emma Hart plays really aggressive, we're pretty hard to beat. So it's last year she didn't have a great state game, and we just kind of told her and Ava that, hey, we have a size advantage, and we need to utilize that because we need to play inside out. So I thought Emma did a great job today of going to get rebounds, which was a huge focal point for us. But when she's aggressive, we're pretty good. So and it's kind of nice to have a team where Riley's been our star player all year, and for her to, I think she ended up with 8 assists, which just shows that she can distribute the ball to anybody. So
I think we had Emma down for
15 and 15.
15 and 15. I was just double checking. 15 boards. You just don't see that in the final.
No. And honestly, she's our all-time leading rebounder at Borden High School, boys and girls. So, that's something that many kids don't want to go do is go rebound, and she's a very selfless kid who does the dirty work for us. So I couldn't be more proud of her and the team. Getting the Roy Award. She's a very selfless kid and well-deserved.
Again, just had a fantastic game. You wondered with your early foul trouble, who was going to step up, and we made the comment several times, but just who was going to step up. We even commented, we needed a bucket, and Fifth steps up. They started playing about 10 feet off of Slusher, and she steps up and makes 2 big shots.
Yes.
You say, well, she just had 4 points, but man, at those moments, you kind of had that 8 to 10 point lead for quite a while, and all of a sudden now we're able to separate and relax a little bit, really put them on their heels.
I do think Taylor did a tremendous job on number 10. Statistically, her numbers won't show up huge for today's game, but she flat out guarded that kid in the first half and kept us afloat with AJ getting in foul trouble. So, and those 2 shots that she made were huge, especially the second half when they backed off of her, because I felt like they were kind of starting to make a run, and you know, for her to hit that shot was huge for us.
And then to start that second half where you saw them switch to a zone and really you hadn't shot the ball great, and now it's back-to-back threes to say, hey, you're not going to be able to play zone again.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I was kind of shocked that they stayed in their 1-2-2. I mean, I know we're very inconsistent when it comes to outside shooting, but it just seemed like we were getting our best looks against their zone instead of their man. So I was a little surprised by it, but you know, when we move the ball and we can be aggressive and be physical, we're, you know, like I said, we're pretty hard to beat.
Again, I just for you guys, you got 6, 7 deep. That just, man, it doesn't matter who's in there. You know, I don't know that they care. They don't seem to care who gets the number.
No.
They just want to win.
Yep.
You know,
they're competitors.
And you see, you know, obviously with Wheeler having such a huge state finals game last year, a little quieter this year. Obviously, she missed half the season. I think people underestimate. She only played 10 games. You know, she hadn't played 25, 26 games like these other girls. She played 10.
And you know, and honestly, that's kind of a silver lining, because I feel like with her being out, it allowed the other girls to step up and increase their roles. And you know, like for example, Emma Hart was a beneficiary her first 3 years, and for her to say, okay, now when I get it in the post, I actually have to go score.
Right.
So, you know, I do think it's a good thing. Now, granted, I want Ava Wheeler for all 30 games in the season.
Right.
But for us, for those girls, Riley stepped up offensively for us. AJ did some things. Taylor did some things for us. McKenna did some great things throughout the year. So, you know, it's you know, sometimes adversity is a good thing.
Right. Well, again, my hats off this team. I couldn't say enough good things about them. Obviously, this senior class is a special group that has just so much success. Back-to-back state finals. You know, the accolades are going to pour in. You don't know where all these girls are going to end up, but I know that they're going to be great pillars of their community wherever they end up. They're going to probably go play some basketball somewhere. I imagine. I don't know all the decisions yet.
It's Riley's going to University of the Cumberlands in Kentucky.
Okay.
Ava's going to St. Francis in Fort Wayne. AJ's going to Marion College in Ancilla, which is up north. Right. And then McKenna is playing volleyball for Georgetown. And Emma Hart could play college basketball if she wanted to, but she just wants to enjoy college.
I think they said she was looking to be an elementary teacher.
Yes, I know. I tried to convince her. I said, hey, you know, that's a different level. My wife's a teacher, and just hearing her stories, I'm like, I don't have the patience for it. So good luck with it.
Well, again, my hats off to your team. Just a fantastic job. We're going to see if we can't bring 2 state titles home.
Eastern's playing well right now.
Really just able to fight off some of that rebounding. Anything you noticed in the first half as a spectator? Or have you been able to breathe?
To be honest with you, I probably watched about 2 minutes of this first half just because of interviews and everything. But I will say Eastern, when they shoot it well from outside, they have the depth. And I just feel like, you know, they're playing well at the right time, and that's the main thing. You know, are they the best team in 2A? I don't know, but it doesn't really matter. So last year, I'd say I don't know if we were the best team in 1A, and we won. So, you know, it doesn't really matter about rankings and all that as long as you play your best basketball at the end of the year.
Well, you saw the Eastern played in 2017. They were not the best team in the state.
Right.
They just weren't, and just the chips started to fall, and other teams started to beat. You know, this Oak Hiil team beat Bremen, beat Whitco. You know, the 2 favorites.
Right.
And now, not to say what's left, but these 2 teams are battling out for a state title. Eastern they beat a South Knox team. They beat a Park here. I mean, these teams, these girls have earned this opportunity. And again, Borden's kind of the same way. You look at your opponent. Beat 2 really top-notch teams to be able to get here. So, you know, you said, well, you won by 20, but man, this is a good Fremont team. That's a very good basketball team.
I really do think. I mean, their top 4 pieces are coming back next year, so I really do mean what I said of them returning back here. You know, I think there's a couple northern teams that can give them a run for their money, but they got the pieces to be pretty good.
Well, I appreciate it. We're going to try to get Mr. Ferris on here from Eastern High School. Congratulations to you, and again,
thank you.
Hopefully we can bring home a second one and celebrate together tonight.
Sounds good.
That was Coach Matt Vick from the state champion 118. We're going to see if we can't get Darren Ferris on here for just a minute. Again, Eastern with a 26-15 advantage. He is on his way back here. Stand there. Again, joining us, Mr. Darren Ferris from Eastern High School. What a game! What a game! What an experience!
It is. It's been a good first half for the Lady Musketeers, and they're playing pretty well, and hopefully that'll continue in the second half, and we can bring home the second big trophy in Eastern High School history.
That is awesome. So talk a little bit. We've had this awesome community support. You see the Gordon fans, Eastern fans. Talk a little bit about what this has meant to the community here the past few weeks.
It's pretty special to see us and Borden kind of join arms and band together and cheer for each other. You know, we had the red towels for Borden and they have the purple towels for us. It's just kind of cool to see two different communities come together and kind of be one big community today. And they got the job done in the 1A game, and we're hoping that we'll get the job done here in the 2A game.
I know earlier in the week, you could see the stress. You're trying to make all these pieces move the right way and organize the band. I'm sure that was crazy stressful, but I'm sure it's paid off to be able to play at this venue. Crowds here, the business here, games going on. We got to leave at halftime. Can you get some relief now, or you?
Well, I told Sean middle of the week, I'm like, I'm just ready for the game to get here so we can sit there and watch the game and enjoy it. And we know that the behind-the-scenes stuff and the administrative stuff is out of the way and done. And, you know, watching our girls play the way they had the first half is very, very enjoyable, and hopefully it'll continue in the second half.
Well, again, I know you probably don't get enough thanks, but you and Sean, from hosting a sectional, which was a little chaotic, Sean's kind of first experience in that, to really just every event through the last, and it's tough. It's a lot of work. Not that you got a school to run. You know. So the hats off to you guys and all the work you've been able to do. And I know that you've had community members call and saying, how can I help, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure you haven't had a moment's sleep in the past 2 weeks. But again, I know that hopefully we can bring home a state title. It'll all have been worth it. It's probably worth it either way, but it'll be a little more sweet.
It will be pretty sweet if we can pull this thing off and win our second girls basketball state title. And you're right, it's been a stressful week and a week where, you know, there's not a lot of sleep. But we're here. It's going to be over here in a little bit, and hopefully we'll be victorious and we can get some sleep tonight, hopefully.
Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you guys for covering the game for us. Thank you.
Mr. Darren Ferris, principal of Eastern High School. He was here back in that 2017 run, so not a new experience for him. I also want to say a huge thanks to the band. You know, people kind of laugh and all that kind of stuff, but man, they just bring a great atmosphere. I know it's Cambridge, and there's lots of people, but just to have the band, our band, they got to play in the Gordon game, got to play again now. And then having cheerleaders, cheer blocks, just adding to the environment here to come out and support these girls. Meanwhile, to start the third quarter, Eastern on top 26-15. It is going to be Oak Hiil basketball. So in that first half, let's see, you had Edwards with 3, Pond with 3, Gaylor with 3, Case with 3, and Newhouse with 3. So really 5 girls with 3 for the Musketeers. Addie Smith with 4, Katie Honor with 7, Avery Smith with 2, Avery with 4, Robbins with 5, and Burton with 8. Eastern going back with their starters, going to a zone, gets the ball out to Hartman. Oak Hiil kicks to Pond for 3, and knocks it down. Oak Hiil getting some good ball movement against that zone, 26-18. Meanwhile, Oak Hiil playing man-to-man. Burton out top, kind of high post. She's going to get to the lane. She's going to get a foul. I imagine that's on Pond. They're going to say that is on, is that 3?
21.
21, sorry, hard to say. I thought that was on 25, but anyway, Sydney Burton going to go to the line for 2. Again, a tough shot there. Burton's first free throw is good. And Eastern will take a 27-18 advantage. Again, a tough drive there. Got to make sure we're getting good ball movement, taking good shots. But on the other end, if we're going to stick in this zone, just making sure that we're reaching out, getting to all the shooters. Burton's second one is good. Eastern going to lift the press. going to be Hardman. Deflection there by Addie Smith. It's going to be a jump ball. That's going to be Eastern basketball. Great, again, Addie. She just seems to get her hand on the ball everywhere. She's not super big, but she's just athletic and gets a piece of things, creating some havoc and a turnover early in the second half. Inbound to Avery, back to Addie Smith. High ball screen. Addie Smith going up against Hardman. Going to kick out to Hunter. Almost lost it. I don't know if that ball was deflected or just lost it. Burton going up against Daly. She's going to go into a double team, and they're going to get a foul on Burton at her third. Again, Sydney's got, if she can get by Daly, that's great. But just collect herself. You've got shooters open. She's getting double teamed, meaning somebody's open. And that's going to be a third foul. It's tough on Sydney Burton. Oak Hiil trying to press, gets the ball to the sideline to Daly. At the pond, down the sideline. We got a trap in the corner. Ball over her head. That's going to be an over and back violation. Again, great pressure there by adding Avery Smith in the corner.
Eastern pressure's causing some issues early on here in the third quarter.
Coach Drury electing to leave Sydney Burton in the game with 3 fouls. And he gets the ball into Avery Smith. Again, Eastern with a 28-18 advantage. 6:54 to play here in this third quarter. Handoff, fake handoff, back to Addie Smith. Addie's going to pull back out. They're not putting a lot of pressure on the ball, so we're saying just be patient. If they're going to give it 30 seconds, then we'll take 30 seconds. Burton's going to pull it out. Oak Hill's coach saying stay back there. Again, I think you just maybe get back to Burton, just hang on to it. Make Daly come out and guard. I don't think that she can stay in front of Sydney. Avery Smith on the drive. She's going to get fouled. Wow. Again, I think that was Newhouse kind of had a hold of her arm. That is going to be Newhouse. Picked up her second. I don't know that Avery could have shot that even if she wanted to, but Newhouse had a hold of her arm and really just kind of pulled her around, kind of doing that 180 right there. Avery Smith's first free throw is no good. Liza Sterrett going to check into the game. Avery's second free throw is good. And Eastern on top, 29-18. Looking to press against the Oak Hiil team. Get the ball back to Hardman. Hardman, she might have got by with the travel there. In the hands of Pond down the wing. Out top to Hardman. Sterrett guarding Daly, just keeping a physical body on her at all times. High ball screen for Pond. Pond top of the key, kicks it out to Kate. This is where I think you can kind of sag off of Kate. She's not going to shoot the ball out there, so Avery can really help out everywhere. High ball screen there. Oh, she definitely got by with the travel there. That is, wow. That's going to be a foul there on Bailey Robbins. That's her first, looks like. That's going to send Hartman to the line.
I thought there was an extra hop in there on that drive.
I 100% thought that she traveled there. Hartman's first free throw is good. Landry Hardman, just a 47% free throw shooter, knocking it down. Second one is also good. 29-20, and Coach Drury is going to say, I want a 30-second timeout. Just looking at some numbers, so Eastern shooting from the line about 63%. Oak Hiil, they do have an Achilles. They only 54% from the line. Not a great number that you're super excited about. Shooting 29% for 3 on the season. Eastern at 28% almost. And kind of even on that front. Eastern averaging about 52, Oak Hiil averaging about 48. The same pace of play kind of on average for both of these teams. Same defensive average, pretty similar. Kind of across the board as far as this Oak Hiil team's actually played a little faster than maybe I expected them to. When they get that rebound, they take off. They're looking to run. Now, they only look to run for a second. And again, I think if they can find those big girls, they do it right away. If not, they get back.
Yeah, because Oak Hill's only averaging giving up 29.9 points a game, and here we've got 5 minutes and 54 seconds left in the third, and Eastern's at 29. So
Eastern on top, 29-20, 5:54 to play here in this third quarter. Addie Smith's going to bring the ball up, being guarded there by Pond. High ball screen. Honor gets to Avery Smith. Avery hands off to Robbins. Out to Addie Smith. Addie being guarded by Daly. Addie said Daly can fire. That is a foul. I don't know what they are. That is a foul. I just don't understand. Coach Drury's pleading her case. Addie Smith pump fake Daly. Daly's in the air, comes down on top of her. That was a missed call. That's just a miss one. Meanwhile, we're going to get a foul there. Didn't see who that foul was on. Hartman going to bring the ball up. Eastern with a 9-point advantage. Eastern going to a zone, kind of staying back in there. Newhouse out top on the wing to Hardman. See Avery and Eliza just taking turns on Daly. It's going to be a rebound there for Eliza Starrett. They're going to say that she touched the ball and it went out of bounds. This is one of those tough ones. Daly's so long that Starrett had a great block out there, and Daly still got a piece of it. But just, you got to work extra hard on that block out. The ball inbound to Daly, and she's going to put it up. That's a tough matchup. That's a tough matchup. Starrett's just got to stay chest to chest with her. And don't let her cut.
Looks like Sydney's coming back in.
29-22 in favor of the Lady Musketeers. Addie out top being guarded by Hardman. Addie's going to get to the lane. No good. Rebounded by Tate. And they're going to get a foul there on Eliza Starrett. That's going to be her second personal foul. Burton's going to check back in for her. Again, I like to see Addie Smith. Again, I just take that one more step and just shoot the ball. Right? She's trying to go up over top of Daly. Eastern's going to call off their press. In a 1-3-1 zone, looks like. Avery Smith in the middle on Daly. It's going to be Newhouse out top of Pond. Over to Hardman. Again, kind of have a double touch on the big girl in the middle. Honor and Avery just kind of keeping a hand on her, both of them. Out to Hardman. High ball screen. Hardman's going to fire for three. That's going to be tipped. It's going to be airballed in the hands of Eastern. Oak Hiil did not like, the fans did not like that call. Honor going to try to drive, finds Addie Smith. Addie gets in the lane, pulls up in the lane, and good. I think that's the same shot you wanted in that last day. Just stop and pull up and shoot that little 8-footer.
Yeah, it's too tough to challenge Daly underneath all the way.
Eastern on top, 31-22. Just inside of 4 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Hartman gets the ball in the case. Tries to find Daly, deflected there by Avery. It's going to be stolen by Hunter. Avery she does that. She's done that all year. She may not get the steal, but she's the one that makes it happen.
Both Smith girls, they're always getting deflections. They're really good at that.
Out top to Burton. Burton going up against Daly. Kick to Hunter. Hunter might have had a three. Back out to Addie Smith. Addie Smith tries to get in the lane. Back to Avery Smith. Drive. Robbins for three. And that's good for Bailey Robbins. Knocks down her second three of the game. Eastern on top, 34-22. Again, Eastern has not shot the ball well in this postseason, but really coming to life a little bit. 4 of 9 from 3 in this game. Hardman out top. It's going to be out to Pond. Eastern gets the ball to Case. Case goes to the sideline. Back out to Pond. It's going to be Hartman for three. No good. Oh, and what a roll. Front of the rim, off the backboard. Rim some more. It's going to fall. It's going to be a 3-point goal for Hartman. 34-25. 2.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Avery out to Hunter. It's going to be over to Addie Smith on the wing. I wonder if they can't just isolate Addie a little bit, kind of go one-on-one. But Hartman, a tough defender. Honor going up against Newhouse. Spins back, throws it up. Tough shot. Gets her own rebound. And they're going to get a foul there. That first shot was not a pretty shot, but comes right back to her. That's one of those, Katie's got to look to finish. Her athleticism allows her to get a lot of those second chances. They're going to get a foul there. You see who that was called?
I think that was on Daly.
That was on Daly?
I think so.
So Daly's going to pick up, is that her first? Maybe. Honor's first free throw is no good. Edwards going to check into the game for Oak Hiil. That's going to get Cates out of there. Again, Newhouse picks up her third, or has 3 fouls. Hartman with 2. Connor misses the second one. A rare double miss for Katie. Oak Hiil, a little dangerous pass there. Out to Hartman. That's going to be out to Pond. Pond's going to fire for 3. No good. Rebounded by Newhouse. Gets her own rebound. Puts it back up. No good. Rebounded there by Addie.
We got lucky there.
We got lucky there for sure. There must have been a miscommunication. You kind of had 2 there in the middle on Daly, leaving her open. Hand off to Honor, gets into the lane. Out to Avery Smith. Got to be careful with that lazy pass. Burton down at the free throw line. Gets it, finds Addie Smith open for 3. No good. And that ball's going to be out of bounds. Hey, I think that's a great look for us. Got the ball inside. Sydney didn't have it. Addie gets an open look. We'll take that shot all day long. Looks like Elijah Sheriff is checking the game. We're going to see if we can try to cut this commercial. If we can get this to work, we'll be right back. Lady Musketeers basketball on WSLM.
Championship weekend is here, and the town of New Beacon is proud to stand behind our local champions. Good luck to the Eastern Lady Musketeers and the Gordon Lady Braves as they compete for state final titles in Indianapolis. Your hard work and heart have inspired us all. Bring it home, ladies. New Beacon is cheering you on.
And we're back here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. 2A state finals between the Eastern Lady Musketeers and the Oak Hiil Golden Eagles. Eastern on top right now, 34-25. Again, it's been a fantastic game. I just now noticed, so you kind of wondered if the rebounding was going to be the key to the game. Newhouse has got 9 boards already. One of the smaller players on this Oak Hiil team, she's already got 9 boards. Daly just with 4, Pond with 1, Hartman with 1, Cates with 2. Really doing a job of keeping the big girls off the board. Newhouse is able to step in there and really make a big difference, just keeping them going.
Yeah, even though on that last possession Oak Hiil had on their offensive end, they had 3 opportunities. We got lucky and they didn't score off of it. But that's something we got to make sure we clean up and limit them to 1 shot down there on the offensive end.
In that first half, Eastern did out-rebound. I think the number was 7. I have to double-check. Right now, Eastern out-rebounding, winning the battle right now by 3 this quarter, getting out-rebounded by a couple right now. And some of that's due to they had 2 chances on 1 play and then 3 on that play. That kind of stacks up your rebounds. I won't mention the WBA player that does that quite a bit, but maybe not the same indication. Eastern getting some good looks down here. We had a couple plays in a row where just a little too excited. Again, this isn't a stall situation, but you got to make sure we're taking good shots. If you're seeing a double team, the reaction's got to be not finished, but find the person that's open. So somebody's leaving somebody somewhere. Oak Hiil going to bring the basketball up. It's going to be Pond bringing it up. Eastern going to a 2-3 zone right now. Over to Hardman. Oak Hiil trying to see if they can get the ball Daly inside, out top to Edwards. Edwards over to Pond. Again, Eastern keeping a body on Daly at all times. I didn't see what happened right there. The ball ended up in the air. Was that Newhouse? I couldn't see.
I think they called Eliza for being underneath of Daly.
Well, it looked like Newhouse tried to shoot it. It ended up in the air. And they're going to get Eliza for a foul on Daly. They're trying to get the ball back into Daly. They get it into Pond. It's going to be stolen by Addie Smith. He's going to find Avery, lay this in. Avery's going to miss. Addie Smith gets the rebound. Pulls it back out. Robbins for 3. No good. Good hustle there by Eliza Barrett. Again, Avery just a little overzealous. Maybe just stop, just go to 2 feet, put it in. But I really felt like Addie just got kind of hit on that rebound. Sometimes I'm surprised at just the physicality that they let them play, but it's been 3 quarters of this, so shouldn't be a surprise to any fan here in the arena. Oak Hiil going the other way. Eastern on top, 34-25. Going to beat Pond on the wing. Gets in the middle to Newhouse. Newhouse tries to find Case. Case, again, that's their bread and butter. Can they go post to post and you have to make a decision about how you're going to guard the post? They set this to a 7-point game.
Let's get a good offensive possession, hold for one, and then we get the ball coming out.
20 seconds to play. Avery Smith out top with the basketball. Out to Honor. Out to Addie Smith. 12 seconds. Being guarded there by Hardman. Over to Honor. It's going to be over to Liza. Honnor's going to have a look at it. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter, not the possession that you want. But Eastern is going to be on top, 34-27 to end the third quarter. Now we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLN 97.9.
Sullivan Feed Mill is proud to support the Lady Musketeers and Lady Braves in today's state final championship games at Indianapolis. Come see Junior and Yvonne for all your feed and fence needs in downtown Pekin. They have everything you need to get you ready for the spring season. Stop in today in downtown Pekin and see Junior and Yvonne at Sullivan's Feed Mill. Or call 812-967-3472 or find them on Facebook. Same family, same location. Serving Southern Indiana since 1942. Go ladies, let's bring home the trophy.
And we're back here at Gainwood Fieldhouse. We've got the student competition that Chase Rickard for Eastern going up against a guy from Oak Hiil. Rickard successful on the layup, hits the three. Now trying to go for the half-court shot. He's been close a couple times. Super close on that one. If he can't finish. And unable to finish that final. Again, just fantastic. Rickard trying to play up the crowd, get them on their feet. Meanwhile, Eastern with a 34-27 advantage going into this fourth quarter. Eastern controlling both the first and second quarter. Third quarter, Oak Hiil wins that quarter, 12-8. Really able to get that post-to-post action on a couple different plays there. Eastern only had a couple. They didn't have much of a chance there. A couple tough calls that I didn't like, but Eastern's just got to play through that. You got a 7-point advantage. This is that age-old. You got to be careful. This isn't a stall, but we've got to take great shots. You've seen that happen throughout the year. Really, in the postseason, Eastern's able to take a lot of clock late in the game. Can they do that successfully against this team? Can we control it? The Oak Hiil team's going to give it everything they got in this fourth quarter and try to see if they can't come. I think this first 2 minutes of this quarter are going to be huge. Can we withstand the run? Oak Hiil on a little bit of run to finish that quarter. And again, playing a little better defense there in the end of that quarter. Eastern not able to get anything done. You got to get Addie control, take care of the basketball, make sure we're getting what we want. A little maybe driving kick or get the ball inside the Burton. Again, maybe you can go after Daly. Daly checks back in to start this game and really attack her, see if we can't get her and pick up an extra foul. Newhouse playing with 3 fouls right there. Getting a fourth could be big if we get one early in this quarter.
Yeah, I think the key is not to stall. We still need to be aggressive, but be patient, get good shots, run good offensive sets, and then make sure on the defensive end we rebound the ball.
Eastern's going to start with the basketball. Oak Hiil in a 1-2-2 zone. I know it is going to be man-to-man. Sorry, they just kind of spread out that way. I think Burton's being guarded there by Daly. I think you're going to say, hey, come out and guard. I think Burton has the advantage quickness-wise there. Out to Addie Smith. Addie's going to get into the lane. She's going to kick to Honor for 3 on the wing. And that's not going to fall. Rebounded there by Burton. Goodness gracious. Kick to Addie, out to Honor. Honor's going to fire for 3 again. No good. Rebounded by Avery Smith. And she's going to get fouled. Like a rebound. Again, 2 offensive rebounds there to keep that play alive. I thought Burton got mugged. It's just the consistency. And again, hats off to Honor. She listens once. She says, hey, I'll go fire again. Will's been huge all season, being able to knock down a couple threes. Avery Smith's going to go to the line for 2. Avery's first free throw is up and good.
Fun watching Coach Sean Smith in front of us here watching his girls play. He's getting excited. It's good to see.
Eastern with a 35-27 advantage. Second free throw up, no good. It's going to be rebounded there by Kate. It's going to be Pond on the wing, gets the ball, tries to get the ball into Daly. Avery snatches it away. And Coach Drury is saying, just slow down. Avery out top, over to Burton. Again, I can't imagine that Daly's had to guard too many players at the half-court line over the course of this year. Addie Smith kick over to Avery Smith. Avery out to Burton. Kind of a three-guard weave set. Again, I think once they establish they're going to come out and guard, then try to go by them. It's kind of been what we've seen. Avery being guarded by Kate. Burton over to Addie Smith. Kicks to Honor. Honor back out to Addie Smith. Honor maybe thought about a three for a second. Addie Smith able to get by Daly and puts it up. No good, but they're going to get a foul there. I have to imagine that's on Pond, not Daly. They are going to call that on Daly.
I think that's just Addie Speed, just out front, was able to get by her.
And Oak Hiil is going to call a timeout. Eastern on top, 35-27. We do want to say a huge thanks to all of our sponsors for Eastern and Borden. First one, John Jones Auto Group, McDonald's, Meadowview Healthcare, Salem Crossing, Temple and Temple, My Cup Runneth Over, Wright Brothers Implements, Sullivan Seat Mill, Billy Martin Store, and then some of our elected officials, David Bauer for Commissioner, Washington County Commissioners, and the Washington County Council, the town of Pekin. We have H&R Block, Silver Fox Cafe, and Joe Keltner for Washington County Sheriff. I know they reached out this week, and there was just a plethora of people that said, hey, what do you need? And these girls kind of get some of that royal treatment for the week, and rightfully so, man. They have played their hearts out all season, and to kind of spoil them a little bit. My own daughter's like, this is great.
Yeah, I think the community support for both Eastern and Borden these last couple of weeks has just been incredible.
And again, you see just so many of them, and this is just the 15 on the radio. You could probably list another dozen, and private donors, and just fans and supporters of both of these schools. It was interesting, Coach Eden said, hey, the superstitious don't change anything. I get that. I understand that. We've got some superstitious people on the eastern side as well. We know one fan who she broke her glasses in the sectional, and she wore that same pair of broken glasses every day. It's always a little funny. But you see how it is. They got to sit the same spot. They got to go to the same thing and talk. I'm not that way, but again, whatever they got to do to support, appreciate. Again, we still probably got 500 Borden fans here sticking around, waving the purple towel in support of this Lady Musketeers team. Eastern looking to see if they can bring home the second state title in girls basketball history for us. Again, going back to the 2017 game against Oak Hiil. This fourth quarter, 6:36 to play. Eastern on top, 35-27. We'll see what we've got in store here to finish this game. We've got Addie Smith at the line for two. Funny, there's a decent picture here. We've got Sean Smith, Darren Ferris, Andrew Llewellyn, and Superintendent Jones locking arms here on this free throw. Maybe some superstition, I don't know. First free throw is no good. Second one is up and good. Eastern takes a 36-27 advantage. That's going to be Pond on the wing. Out top to Hardman. Hardman gets down the right side. He loses the ball. I think Honor got a piece of it and tossed it up. It's going to be steal there for the Lady Musketeers. Addie Smith going down the sideline. That is a foul. Goodness gracious.
They could have called that up multiple times there.
So that kind of right into the defender, the rule is legal guarding position, and clearly Hardman is not in legal guarding position. They do get a foul there at the very end of the play, and Addie Smith's going to go back to a line for two. Addie's just so quick. First free throw is good. Addie's just so quick. There's just not too many. I I don't know if she's scared of anybody, and she's going to attack anybody. And right now, they're kind of playing everybody else tight, so she's like, I'm going to the rim. Addie's second free throw is no good. Rebounded there by Daly. Eastern on top, 37-27, 10-point advantage. Going to be, Edwards out to Hardman. Inside the case. Case was left side and good.
I think Burton had to let her go on that one.
Burton was not going to take a risk of getting a fourth foul. Probably could try to play her to the left. She's left-handed. She's going to go left every time. Eastern on top, 37-29. Just inside of 6 minutes to play. Addie Smith out top. Being guarded by Hardman. Addie's going to get to the rim. No good. Rebound there by Avery Smith. Finds Burton. Kick to Horner. Horner's going to put it up. It's going to be blocked out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say it's off Horner. She blocked. Again, I think that's one. You got to be patient. Horner's got to stop and just collect her and just shoot a little 5-footer. She's kind of off balance. That's a tough shot. Not to mention, you've got people open. She's getting that extra help. Just take the dump, get rid of it. Oak Hiil is going to get the ball in the corner to Edwards. Edwards going to fire for three. No good. Rebounded there by Horner.
There's a lot of contact underneath there again.
5:12 to play. Eastern on top by 8, 37-29. Burton out top with it. Gets it to Avery Smith. Again, they're going to play man, Case and Daly. This is just not their defense. They're not used to playing man-to-man at half court. And so part of that strategy there for the Musketeers, you've got Case guarding Addie Smith, and she goes, there's no way she can keep up.
No.
And Oak Hiil, they switch almost everything. So I think Eastern can just keep playing the switch until you get the matchup you want. They're going to get a foul there on Case. I think it's just her first foul. Yeah, I think this is her first foul. Number 3, Newhouse going to check in. 21, Hardman going to check back in. Addie Smith on the inbound, gets it to Avery. Avery into Burton. Burton going to the city, finds Robbins for 3, no good. Burton on the rebound.
Easton's going to be shooting the rest of the way. So
Easton's going to be in the bonus. Addie Smith out top. Kicks it to Avery Smith. Being guarded by Newhouse. So Oak Hiil switching up who's guarding who just to see. So maybe why don't you probably bring Connor out here to see just a faster against Kate. She hands off to Burton. Burton's going to put it in for 2. Tough shot through contact by a couple players. Burton's going to extend his lead. Now 39-29. Get the ball. That's going to be Pond on for 3. No good. Could be rebounded there by Avery Smith. Addie bringing the ball up, being guarded by Hardman. Out to Avery Smith. So you wonder if you don't bring Hardman or bring Hunter up here. Oak Hiil looking to see if they can't get a trap. 3:40 to play here in this contest. Addie Smith's going to get all the way to the rim, and she's going to lay it in. It was kind of a weird play. Daly has her hands up, but she wasn't going to make any contact there. Eastern on top, 41-29. Pond going down the sideline under the base. And they're going to say 2 steps out of bounds. And Oak Hiil is going to call a timeout. Eastern on top, 41-29. We're going to cut this quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM. I stand corrected. We're going to stay right here. Again, the number that kind of keeps separating is on the board. That particular Eastern on top right now, 29-23. Really, you wonder if Oak Hiil wasn't going to be able to close that gap on the board. They had that kind of third quarter where they kind of took care of business and out-rebounded us in that third.
Controlled it here in the fourth quarter so far. Just doing a really good job, limiting them to one shot, and then we're just spreading them out here. And then when Addie gets a good matchup, then she's looking to get to the basket. Got a couple layups here.
Again, I think 3:20 to play. I think it's layups and free throws pretty much the rest of the way for us. They've done a pretty nice job. Only thing I could consider is that they switch up. Newhouse is a little better defender. I think whoever Case is guarding, I think you just bring them up here. Case is not going to be able to stay in front of any of them. But the flip side of that is you've got the veterans with Avery, Addie, and Sydney. They take care of the ball pretty dang well. You bring Robbins up, you bring Hunter up there, a little less experience, but a little quicker against who's guarding him. Oak Hill's going to have to do something here, down by 12, 3:24 to play. They've been physical all night. You know that they're coming. This is the time you're going to see Hackett. We've got to be strong with the basketball.
We're going to have to be strong with the basketball, and we're going to have to hit free throws down the stretch.
Correct. Looking at the numbers, I've kind of Brianna Daly with 6 blocks. I'm not surprised. She seems like she's altered about everything. Let's see.
As I see right now, we're 9 of 17 from the free throw line. You'd probably like to see that a little better.
You're going to get these free throws in the last few minutes. Oak Hill going to extend to a full court press. Looks like it's a man press with one person back. They're going to get the ball into Addie Smith. Addie gets by, finds Burton, looks up, got Robbins for an open layup, no good. And Robbins steps back in. Goodness gracious. That's a tough blow. Robbins and Hunter both were open down there. 3:16 to play. Eastern on top, 41-29. Eastern staying in that zone. Get the ball into Kate. Out to Hartman for 3, no good. Rebounded there by Sydney Burton. Burton's going to bring it up. Being guarded by Daly. They're looking to go trap anytime they can. Over to Hunter. Hunter out to Addie Smith. Getting a lot of... Oh, my goodness gracious. Good control there. Addie Smith finds her sister. And Avery, again, nothing malicious. We told you they're going to be coming.
I think that was her fourth or fifth.
That's her fifth. That's the fifth foul on Newhouse. Newhouse playing for that steal again, and this is the time where you got to go all out. Newhouse picks up her fifth foul. That's going to be Edwards going to check into the game for Oak Hill. Oak Hill really just playing sick. And Newhouse leaving the game, 3 points, 9 rebounds. Picks up that fifth foul. Oak Hill's going to call a 30-second timeout. I think she's got to be saying we've got to play with a little more urgency here. Defensively, there's nothing left to lose. We got to go. And then offensively, we've got to attack the rim. They've got to find a way to stop the clock. I don't know if they're quite to the foul situation yet, but they're getting close.
Yeah, and it's going to be key. If we can just make our free throws, I really like Eastern's position here to hang on to this. They've got to keep playing. They've got to keep strong, make smart passes, and hit free throws down the stretch.
I think if you're Oak Hill, you're probably looking at maybe 1 or 2 possessions. If we score on both of those, we just keep playing. But if we don't score the next possession or 2, now it's going to be having to come foul. This is where Eastern has absolutely controlled things for this whole tournament. I don't have our free throw numbers, but the whole quarter we've shot so many free throws throughout this tournament. They've played a lot of close games. They may not have looked close in the final box score, but they were close until the fourth quarter where they were able to put the ball away. Avery Smith, who just had problems, she's okay. They go into the line. No good on the first one. Big smiles there. Coach player saying just keep playing. Avery's second one is good. And Eastern takes a 42-29 lead with 2:50 to play. Hardman bringing it up. Over to Pond. Pond drives baseline. Kicked out to Kate. Out to Edwards. Eastern in that zone. Trying to throw the net wasn't there. They threw it the wrong side of her. Picked off there by Eastern. Addie Smith down the sideline. Finds Honor. Honor gets trapped in the corner. Hey, with timeout, I was like, that's the wrong guy. I thought the guy on the baseline was calling her out of bounds. I was like, you saw your call. Coach Reed called a timeout. Hunter had nowhere to go. We've got timeouts still left, so really no reason not to. Still got 3 timeouts for the Lady Musketeers. Had 4, so again, those possessions matter way too much right now. So Eastern on top, 42-29 with 2:27 to play.
The field goal percentages aren't that much different, but Eastern's up 6 on rebounds, and they've only committed 7 turnovers to
that's been the game right now. Just seven turnovers for the Lady Musketeer team. And a couple of those, they got mugged, but forcing 15 turnovers out of the Oak Hiil team. Eastern will take the ball out on the sideline. 2:27 to play. Can they finish this and bring home a 2A state championship? Get the ball into Avery Smith, back out to Addie. Traps, back over to Avery. Ball got tipped. Back to Addie. Those two plays so well together. I imagine they're coming to look for a trap and a foul. Ball's deflected by Pond. It's going to end up on the ground, ends up in the hands of Kate. And that's going to be a jump ball. Oak Hiil fans absolutely hating that. Daly was wide open under the basket, but there was three girls on her.
Yeah, she couldn't get it in there to Daly on that.
Going to be Oak Hiil basketball on the jump ball. Hardman back to Pond, thought about a three, over to Edwards. High ball screen. Out to Hardman, and she's going to throw it away. It's going to be a over and back ball. We've had 3 or 4 of those today. Good defensive pressure by the Lady Musketeers. Inside of 2 minutes, 1:56 to play.
Yeah, the Lady Musketeers, they got to anticipate a trap as soon as they get it in.
So they, again, that's a two-hand shove right there. You're bordering, and the other official's going to come in and say, hey, we might have a... Oh, there's okay. Never mind. I thought they were going to try to confer. I don't think it was malicious, but she clearly had a two-hand shove against Avery.
There wasn't a play on the ball at all there.
Avery's going to go line for 2. No good on the first one. This is her. She's had kind of mixed success from the line. Some games she struggled, other games she's able to get it done. To step up and knock them down, that's easier said than done. I know there's so much pressure here. Oak Hill's going to call a full timeout. We're going to try to cut to a quick commercial break. This is Lady Musketeer basketball on WSLM.
The entire crew at Wright Brothers Implement and Hardware in Borden is cheering loud as the Lady Braves and the Lady Musketeers battle for another state championship. From the farm to the front porch, Wright Brothers has supported the surrounding communities for generations, with tractors, mowers, farm equipment, and a hardware store stocked for everyday life. Join Wright Brothers in wishing these ladies the best of luck this weekend. Your hard work, heart, and hustle make Borden proud. Wright Brothers Implement and Hardware. Hometown roots, community pride, and go Lady Braves and go Lady Musketeers.
And we're back here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. I've said that 50 times and it still doesn't sound right. It still doesn't sound normal that we're playing at Gainbridge, the home of the Pacers, the home of the Fever, playing for a chance, 2 minutes away from a possible state title, the second girls basketball state title in school's history. Again, this is what you dream of. This is what players look forward to their whole career, and most players never get a chance. And these girls are kind of living their dream right now.
Yeah, no, it was fun, and just getting in here early this morning, just getting set up. You could just tell it was just going to be a good day, just in general. And then they start getting the fans in here. There's still a huge number of Borden fans that are still around supporting the little Lady Musketeers. Hopefully they can hold on this last minute 54, claim this second state title.
Avery Smith's going to go to the line for her second free throw. See if she can't put one in to extend this. Eastern with a 13-point advantage. Again, it's one of those things, no lead is safe at this level, but you're getting close to that point where Oak Hiil may not be able to come back from this. Eastern doing everything in the second half. Had kind of that sluggish third quarter where Oak Hiil able to kind of get the ball inside several times, and Eastern just couldn't get past it. Looks like they're taping up Kate. I don't know if she had a cut on her leg or looks like she split her knee. I'm a little surprised. Looks like it's bleeding, but they are letting her play. It does have some wrap on it. Avery Smith's second free throw is good. Eastern takes a 43-29 lead. Hardman brings it up for Oak Hiil. Gets it over to Pond. Pond out to Daly. Over to Hardman. Pulls up free throw line. And no good. Rebound there by Burton. And she's going to get fouled. Hardman wanted a jump ball, but in the first half, 3 or 4 of those were jump balls. Burton being strong, getting that rebound, see if she can't knock down a couple shots. Burton, a rebound away. That was her double-double, right? So she's had several double-doubles in the postseason, 12 points and 10 boards. Again, great game for her.
She picked up that third foul early on in the third quarter, but it's not affected her a whole lot.
It's been an oddly quiet game for Sydney. Some of that foul trouble and some of it and she's had to work for everything she's got. But this is the quietest 13-10 game I may have ever seen. But again, hats off to her, able to finish inside. Right now, again, she's going to be key here in this last couple minutes. The second free throw is no good. Eastern on top, 44-29. Hardman coming back, minute 30 to play. Pond's going to fire for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Burton. And they're going to jam her right out the bat. Looks like they're going to get that foul on 21, Hardman. And that is Hardman's 5th foul. Really, the girl that's really handled the ball more than anyone for this Oak Hill team picks up her 5th foul. So 2 big ones in Newhouse and Hardman both fouling out in this contest. And really, I don't know if they've played another single girl. They've only played 6. So having to go to their bench and go down to the next player looks like number 5. Number 5, I did not have her written down. We'll find her name in a second. Burton's going to go to the line for a free throw. And number 5 is Maricela Sharon. Burton's first free throw is no good. See if she can knock this down. Eastern on top, 44-29. Minute 31 to play here in this contest. Eastern looking to bring home another state title. Burton's second free throw is good. Eastern on top, 45-29. 1:31 to play left in this game. Pond brings up high ball screen over to Edwards. Edwards going finds Pond. Eastern just kind of playing the 3 right now. Nowhere to go.
A lot of time.
And Daly's going to fire for 3, and good. First one I've seen her take. Oak Hill looking to press, and they are going to get a foul. So Daly knocks down a 3. Looking at the numbers, she has not shot a lot of 3s this year. Knocks it down. Eastern on top, 45-32. Addie Smith's going to go to the line.
Just a 25% three-point shooter there, but she knocked that one down.
Addie Smith's first free throw is good. Eastern second one is no good. Eastern on top, 46-32. Just over a minute to play. Edwards going to fire for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Burton. And she's going to get fouled there. Looks like Pond on the foul. 25, that's going to pick up her second foul. And again, I think you're getting to the point where it may be out of reach.
I think some of the Eastern fans are starting to realize it a little bit, that there's a shot that Eastern's going to win their second state title.
Again, that's what a moment for these girls in this community. Burton's first free throw is good. Gives her 15 on the night. She keeps racking up rebounds here late in the game. Eastern on top by 15, 47-32. 1:02 to play. Burton's second free throw is also good. And I think this was just a 2-point game in Harold's prediction. Eastern taking care of business, up by 15, just over a minute to play. Inside of a minute to play. Edwards out top, over to number 5. Out top to Case. Case over to Edwards. Edwards going to fire free. Addie Smith on the block. And that's going to be a foul there on Edwards. And that's going to be it. That's 40 seconds to play. And Eastern is going to clear their benches. And that's going to, I think this is going to be it. 40 seconds. Eastern on top, 48-32. Again, a hats off to this group. Addie Smith going to the line, 4-2. First one is good. Addie Smith with 12 points on the game, 6 rebounds, just 3 assists. I thought that number was a little higher. Looks like Trainer, Bronner, Barrett, and Ashton Johanningsmeyer, and then Allie Johanningsmeyer going to set the check in. Oak Hill's reserves are also going to come into the game. Again, this Oak Hill team loaded with juniors. This team is going to be back. This team is going to be a force. I imagine they're going to be playing at a run. I know that I think Bremen had a really good team coming back as well. Addie Smith's second one is good. Allie Johanningsmeyer is going to check into the game for the Musketeers. Again, this senior group, again, nothing but smiles and tears as they come out. Standing ovation for this team. Oak Hill brings the ball up. That's number 23, Myers, over to Sharon. Out to number 11, Ricker. Ricker to 33. That's going to be big. Fire for 3, no good. Allie Johanningsmeyer on the rebound. Finds Starrett. Gets it out to Trainer. They're going to dribble it out. Over to Allie. Back out to Burton. Out to Eliza. And that is going to be the ball game. 10 seconds run off.
Purple reigns supreme on the 2A state championship game.
And the Lady Musketeers have officially won the 2A state title game. Final score 50-32 over the Oak Hill Eagles. Congratulations to Eastern High School. The Southern Athletic Conference is bringing home 2 state championships today. 1A Borden Braves and the 2A Eastern Lady Musketeers. Man, just a fantastic game by this team. All parties involved, man, just everybody chipping in, getting this job done. What a fantastic opportunity.
It's just been awesome. Just watching in front of us here the board administrators congratulating the Eastern administrators after Eastern. We congratulated them earlier. Just awesome to see.
Again, hats off to Mr. Ferris, Mr. Llewellyn, Superintendent Jones, Mr. Smith, just making all this stuff happen this week. To all the donors and all the support that we've had from everybody. Eastern's going to come out. Fans playing Purple Rain has kind of been the theme in this postseason. Again, just an exciting time. I know these girls are just a little bit of relief. These last few weeks, I know it's a good stress, but it's a stress. And these girls, all these girls are also all 4.0 students. They're in the top of their class. These girls trying to keep track of all their classes, and then try to do all the events and all that stuff. They can finally get some sleep tonight. 2A state champions, the Lady Musketeers from Eastern High School.
Yeah, it's been an awesome ride. Community sport.
Thanks, Kobe. Yeah, Toby Keating wishing us congratulations. Although we didn't do anything other than just talk about basketball. Eastern was an 18-point win.
Both games, the margin of victory kind of surprised me in both games. I think it goes back to, we mentioned the strength of schedule that both teams played compared to the representatives out of the north. I mean, I think that may have ended up being a key factor.
They are interviewing Coach Gurry. Coach Gurry talking, just knowing that she knew that she was going to be getting everything she had. This Oak Hill team is a solid team. Again, they're like I said, we're going to be back. Just a crazy time for this team. Talk a little bit of numbers. We'll see if we can get final stats from the team.
It's just the balance in Eastern scoring. Burton got a few of her free throws late, but she led scores at 16. But then Addie Smith had 13, Katie Hunter had 7. She got us off to that key good start in the first quarter. I think she had the first 5. And then Avery Smith had 6, and Robbins had 8. Just a lot of balanced scoring there. And you look down the rebounds, everybody contributed on rebounds. Sydney had 12, and then Addie Smith had 6, Katie had 6. Avery Smith had 4. Robbins had 2. Which is out rebounding 35-26. I think that's that's where this was won today on the board.
100%. As we looked at some final numbers for this game, again, he said Sydney Burton was 16 points, and to chip in 12 rebounds, so 16 and 10 double-double for Sydney Burton. Just a fantastic game. Addie Smith with 13 points, 3 assists, and 6 rebounds. She probably doesn't get enough credit because she handles the ball as much as she can, and really is just the floor general, just making sure that everything happens.
All throughout the tournament, we've seen a lot of good guards, and she guarded those guards as well.
Addie had a different role today. We played some of the best guards in the state, whether it's the top girl or playing the Brent Owens from Austin, playing the Bremis girl from North Knox. Just nonstop. Addie's had a defensive thing that she's got to deal with every single night. Tonight she didn't have that same matchup, but really our post players just doing the job with on both of their post players. They're two averaging 16, averaging 10.
Give credit to Coach Drury on just coming up with that defensive game plan, which he came up with a defensive game plan like all tournament long. I feel like she's had a great defensive game plan for each game.
And the Patricia Roy Award is the Mental Attitude Award for girls basketball. It's going to go to Addie Smith. Again, I've had Addie in class, and just an absolute class act. She's just a fantastic human being, a great student, a great ambassador of our school. Mr. Smith came last year, took over a new job as an AD. He's returning home. He was an Eastern grad, and bringing his 3 kids with him, which was a huge change for them. Addie and Avery coming from a different school. They were a part of the state championship team for volleyball at Providence, but coming with their dad here, again, getting to know them, just great human beings, and so none more deserving of this award than Addie Smith. Every time I talk with her on the radio, or talk with her, obviously I have her in class here every day. She's always deflecting to her teammates, and the thing that I appreciate about her, probably one of the things, is she's like, hey, whatever we need, whatever the team needs is what I want to do. Whatever my teammates need me to do, that's where I'm going to step in. And Addie thanking her community, thanking her teammates for making all this happen. Again, just some numbers on tonight. We'll try to finish up these numbers. Katie Horner had a couple big threes early in the game. Ended up with just 7 points, 6 rebounds. Avery Smith with 6 points, 4 rebounds. Bailey Robbins with 8 points, had 2 big threes. And then that was our scoring. So you're looking 16, 13, 7, 6, 8. That's what we've seen all year. When we've been able to get 4 girls close to double figures, man, we're just as difficult as it comes, as lethal as it gets. Yeah. And across the board,
we didn't shoot the ball well. We didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line either. But we only had 8 turnovers to their 16 turnovers, and we ended up out-rebounding them by 9. Just those extra possessions.
Again, that's been their mantra, is that own the boards, and they were able to take care of this against maybe the best big girl we've seen all year. For Oak Hiil, Newhouse ended up with 3 points and 9 rebounds. Hardman 5 points, 2 rebounds. Pond ended up with 6 points. Daly had 8 points, and Daly only had 5 rebounds. I don't know if there's a bigger number than that one.
I agree.
Daly 6'1", one of the better post players we've seen all year long, and we're able to keep her to just 5 boards. She had a couple of putbacks, but really kind of neutralizing her. And same with Kate. Kate had 7 points and just 3 rebounds. So to start today, you knew that it was going to go through their big girls. You knew that was going to be a problem that we had to solve. And these girls, man, just kept the pressure on those big girls. And these are physical rebounds. These aren't just go up and get it. It's fight for it. In that first half, got a lot of jump balls out of that. In the second half, just, hey, we're going to muscle that away. Again, my hats off to the job out-rebounding them with 35 to 26. Out-rebounding by 9. Again, you're going to have a good chance to win. Again, you mentioned it. They've got us down for just 8 turnovers. When you're playing a state final game and you can out-rebound a team and keep yourself to 8 turnovers in the game, man, good things happen. On the flip side, forcing 16 turnovers. That third quarter, really the only one they got away from us. Oak Hiil forced a couple turnovers, able to get a couple of easy looks, and then the fourth quarter, Eastern winning 16-5 in that fourth, and just absolutely icing the game. I felt like Oak Hiil, especially late, just wasn't really playing with any kind of urgency, even when it was 8, 9, 10 points, and they just kind of waiting. I think they were waiting for something to happen, and now they've got to use their guards in a way maybe they haven't before, and really just could never get over them.
I think they're used to playing a slower tempo game and focused on getting inside, and that takes some time, and when you're down, you got to adjust that game plan. They hadn't had to do that too much this season.
Some other numbers that were interesting, Eastern and Oak Hiil both only with 2 fast break points, but Eastern with 14 second chance points, getting 15 points off of turnovers. Oak Hiil just getting 4 points off turnovers. So it says something that even when Eastern did turn the ball over, they were able to get back there. I saw a couple plays. There was one, Robinson Hunter, we had kind of a turnover, and they just tracked her down. They ended up turning the ball out of bounds. So getting 15 points off of turnovers, keeping them to just 4. Man, what a stat for them just to show their hustle in spite of maybe turning the ball over. Hey, I'm just going to get back and make that play.
Right. And we also outscored them by 4 in the paint. So with them having their bigs and being a focus, we were still able to outscore them in the paint. A lot of that was Addie Smith, I think, on drives versus the paint touches.
But again, against those bigs, so you knew that they were going to go high and low. They got it 2 or 3 times in the night, but there were so many times that they made that pass that I think they probably made all year long. And whether it was Eliza or Sydney or Avery, just keeping that body on the post player and saying, you better throw that ball a little higher. Oak Hiil never quite adjusted. Instead of kind of throwing it to the player, maybe throw that ball to the rim. None of our girls are going to outreach Daly and Case, but really to keep. And then once you kind of take that away, Oak Hiil was kind of at a loss. They kind of, how else are they going to score? Again, neither team shooting particularly well. Oak Hiil 4 of 15 from 3, Eastern 4 of 14 from 3. I think all 4 of those are in the first half. First half, I think we were just 4 of 9 from 3. So that was a number that we like and we can deal with. Didn't hit a 3 in the second half. You kind of wondered how that was going to play out. This whole postseason, we haven't shot the ball great and really able to find other ways.
I think that speaks about how good our defense has been this whole tournament. 100%. Being able to do that.
100%. Eastern is going to finish the season at 21-7. They're going to recognize Eastern's person, Sydney Burton, just again with a fantastic postseason, just so well deserving. Abby Fowler's going to get her state championship. She went down with an ACL injury. Tough for her to go down that way. Addie and Avery, again, getting that state championship medal. Both of them have just had fantastic postseason. Eliza Harris, she's the one that doesn't show up in the box score, but, man, makes such a difference. Just the physicality across the board. Emma Bronner, junior, that we definitely will need next year. Hunter had a big first half, a little quieter in the second half, but really making it happen. Trainer didn't see as much action tonight, but the junior going to have to come back, and she's going to have to take Addie's minutes. Sophia Gibson, Allie Nashton, Johanna Higsmeyer. This is your group going into the season. Bailey Robbins, just a sophomore. She's going to have to put up some points next year for sure. And then it looks like Brooke Shear, I think, and then Elsie Terrace. Eastern's losing 5 seniors this year. It's a hard shoes to fill.
It is. It's some big shoes to fill. Hopefully the girls can step up. Coach Fury's receiving her medal.
Coach Fury, again, I imagine that this is really just a sigh of relief. Very, pulling all the right strings here in the postseason. Again, the way that she kind of mixed up defenses, this coaching staff has done a nice job in this tournament, being ready. My hat's off to them in the semi-state where they put so much effort into being prepared for North Knox that you got this long 5 or 6 hour delay between. are you going to be ready for the next game? And to be fair, Heritage Christian was the favorite in that game, and I don't know if anybody expected Park Heritage to beat them, knock them off. So then, in that 5 hours, can we get ready to go? And they had seen a little bit of film analysis. It's crammed to come up with a game plan to come out for get a game plan for that Park Heritage team. And that is going to be they're going to give the huge trophy. Lady Musketeers now going to be the next school to have two. The Morton winning their second state title. Eastern now winning their second state title. There are not too many schools. Again, now I think 32 and 33 schools down the state with multiple state championships in their school's history. Again, what a fantastic opportunity. They've elected Sydney Burton to drink the honorary milk. If she can get the cap off, you know. Again, I know the ITFA is appreciative of all the sponsors we got. Indiana Dairy Farmers has always been a supporter of high school athletics. I know they're a huge supporter of marching band in the state, the Indiana State School Music Association. I guess I missed her down in it. We'll see if we can't get Coach Shuri up here. That may or may not happen. Again, but hats off to this group bringing home another state championship. It just cannot say enough about this.
Very awesome moment. Yeah. Purple Rain is getting ready to.
They're gonna. No, this was
the 2017.
In 2017, that team had a theme song that Since You've Been Gone, and they played it all the time. So again, thanks to Director Matt Lindley of the Eastern Musketeer Brigade.
I might be a little biased, but one of the best in the state, in my opinion.
They do just a fantastic job everywhere we go, and people here they do a great job. They've had all kinds of success in marching band. They came to support Borden tonight and had to even learn Borden's school song on just a couple days. It just adds another layer of support. These girls girls get to come and use their talent to support their team, and they create just a great atmosphere. Again, Eastern victorious in the state championship game, 50-32 over Oak Hiil. It looks like Eliza Starrett's going to cut down one net on one end. Avery Smith's going to cut down the net on the other end. Talk for just a second. In the later games in the 3A, again, they will take a break here. So session 1 will conclude. The 3A game will be Ron Colley versus Belmont. I think two of the top 5 teams in the state duking it out. I think Ron Colley had the slight favor. I think they're favored by 3. Two teams with only 3 losses. They'll be duking it out for that 3A state championship. And in the 4A game tonight, Norwell versus Center Grove. Center Grove undefeated 28-0.
And then I think Norwell, they had to move up because they won success factor. So I think I saw something this week where if they would win, they would be the smallest school to ever win the 4A championship.
Correct. And they're actually favored in that Center Grove game. It's hard to imagine that a 4A undefeated team is the underdog. But that Norwell team plays an incredibly tough schedule. It's one of the toughest schedules in the state of Indiana. I will double check it. So, yeah, the 24 strength of schedule. They are ranked number 1. And they are the favorite. We'll see how this goes. We're going to interview Sydney and Avery Smith. Again, can't say enough about this team, and really just all the support that we've had. These girls deserve it, and there's not an Eastern fan that's, I think, left yet. Some of the Borden fans will finally left. We appreciate their support. They definitely did not have to stick around for another couple of hours, but we appreciate all that they've done to support our team.
And no, it's been a very cool morning here. I'm glad both teams were able to pull off titles, and I'm sure it'll be pretty rowdy and loud going down 60.
Yeah, it's also that weird moment I mentioned in the earlier broadcast that I'm sure all of these girls want to go hug their parents, but the way the gym set up, you can't get to your families because they kind of have the floor blocked off. So there'll be a special moment where they get to go and get congratulated by their families and their friends, and I'm sure that there will be a pep session back at school, and we get to celebrate. Again, just another awesome opportunity. If you want to come back, we'll see if we can find more information on that. I don't know what that will look like, but we'll get some information out there on that, and we'll give you that. I imagine it'll be a couple hours. I don't know that they're sticking around anything. I'm sure these girls are starving and ready to eat something.
I want to say thank you to let me join you today. It's been a pleasure to just be on the radio with you, and to be able to. The seat was great to do this.
But I always appreciated it. Doing this alone is so hard to keep track of stuff. I didn't know that we were going to be spoiled with numbers and stats, and they bring us papers every time out, and every all that kind of stuff. They bring that stuff to us. But again, all the insight, I appreciate it. I know you're a supporter of Eastern. Your daughter's playing on the JV team here. You're going to support them, and you got another 4 years of supporting this group, and I'm sure probably a lifetime of supporting this group. You got an older son that's come through here that I'm sure is in the stands somewhere.
Yeah, he came down from Purdue last night, so he stayed last night. And my wife all week has been sending pictures of when we followed the run 9 years ago. Reagan was in kindergarten, and so now Coach Jury's now coaching her. So
we'll see if we can't maybe we can get a player. I don't know if we can get Addie. If we can't get Addie, Avery, or somebody come over here or like that. I guess they're going to run them off. Maybe we won't be able to get them, or we can get Coach Drury. I know they go and they've got a press conference right away. I know that they do that pretty quickly. Looks like they're going to run off. Well, that might be it for us. Again, the Eastern Lady Musketeers are going to be bringing home a 2A state championship to the town of Pekin. And, again, just 5 miles away from the 1A state champion in the Borden Braves. Again, she's going to try to get Addie or Avery, somebody over here, or even maybe Superintendent Jones. She's walking this way. We'll see. Again, we're not trying to give you dead air. Just saying they ran everybody kind of off the court. The crowd, the team over there in front of the cheer block, they're holding up the big trophy. They're all excited. They've been a great support to this team pretty much the entire year. Thanks to them for coming out, and again, that whole corner of the gymnasium is full of people. Good.
Yeah, I can't. Sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, that's more important.
Sean. We're going to have Athletic Director Sean Smith going to step on here for a minute.
In the hallway.
Well, Mr. Smith, we're still hard calling you Mr. Smith, but John, congratulations to this team. I know you've had just a crazy couple of weeks after hosting a sectional and trying to coach the boys team, and be a dad to just two phenomenal girls. What has all of this meant to you in this postseason run?
I still haven't been able to really process all that. I mean, it's so surreal. The stress of beginning that, hosting that sectional, and the weather that led up to that, and kind of threw some wrenches into things, and then of course hosting a sectional and wanting to do a great job with that, and we did. Our community pulled together. I feel like we did a really good job with it, and everybody stepped up, and I'm so thankful for, in particularly Darren and Andrew. Darren Ferris, Andrew Llewellyn, during that sectional, they at least, were able to, they took on some extra stuff, especially when we played, to let me kind of try to be a dad, and it was a little hard. There was a couple times where we were in the middle of the game and somebody come up and be like, hey, I need ones, or hey, hey, we're out of tickets. But I'm so thankful for them, and they just are great teammates, and just blessed to have that. And then, we were able to come out of there with the sectional, and then we go to the regional, and I think, we got a 50-50 chance here. We got a shot at this, and we were down. We got raced out to that big lead, and then we were down, and then we just dug in and found a way, and it was just a true team effort all the way around. And we just have some great kids. I mean, I'm just so proud of all of them. It's not any one person. I mean, they all chip in, and they're all so deserving. And then our coaching staff's done a phenomenal job of preparing them. I've enjoyed watching them in practice. When I peek into practice or when I'm leaving my practices, and I just happen to catch some of the stuff they're doing, and I just really respect the preparation they put in with these girls, and the trust. They've done a great job of trusting them and encouraging them this year, and they've responded, and they are so deserving as well. So, and then we go to the semi-state, and we got to go all the way to Greencastle, and I'm thinking, man. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I am so glad we went to Greencastle. That gym is amazing, and they were phenomenal hosts. Charlestown was a phenomenal host, and it was so great being next door, and it was kind of a full circle moment a little bit for me, my family, just because I spent 10 years there. But then we go to Greencastle, and they do a great job of hosting there. It's a great gym, but it's so far away, But it was great, like we dug in and beat North Knox. Nobody, I don't think, expected that. I thought we did a great job in that game of being just tougher, and then the nightcap, you dig in and you find a way and win against an upstart Park Heritage team, and get home at 1 in the morning and you're like, wow, we're going to state finals.
Right.
And then this week has just been an absolute blur, just from so much work that goes into it. I want to give a shout out to the ISSA and Cambridge, the folks here. They're so organized, and they're so they do a phenomenal job of hosting, and this is such a huge operation. And I got to just give the executive committee and everybody here, everybody that's involved in this, give them so much credit. They've done a phenomenal job, and again, I'm still sitting here just thinking, man, we just did this.
Yeah, I know you guys had just such a week. There was just an outpouring of support, and not just financially, but just what do you need? And
yeah, how did I forget that part? I mean,
I was going to mention it.
Yeah, I mean, we go to Greencastle, which is further away than here. So I mean, it takes a lot to travel, and people chipping in, it's just a great community effort, and this is for them as well. Their community is so deserving of this as well. And those that chipped in and helped us and helped these girls have a good experience going to semi-state, and then this week with state. And I'm sure there'll be an outpouring after this. I just can't say thank you enough. There's too many people to mention, but just know we greatly appreciate you as well, and you deserve this as well. This is something we're all going to share and remember the rest of our lives.
I know my own daughter's days like this is crazy. This is crazy, and just so many people step up to, whether it's feed them or travel them or hotel stays or all that kind of stuff, and they get to be superheroes for a few weeks, and rightfully so. This is a fantastic group of young women. These are great role models in our community and our schools, and man, we can pamper them and just kind of elevate them to say, you know what, you deserve it. And then they get to just pour the love right back to the community and to bring home a state title, again, not just to Eastern High School, but to the whole town of Pekin, and really Washington County. The support just kind of poured in, even into Clark County with board and everything. Just such a neat thing that, this whole region, again, people don't realize we're 5 miles apart from board.
Amazing.
Again, I love the support, and again, I know that my kids, selfishly, it's just people showing them love and saying, hey, you know what, we're behind you, and that's fantastic.
Right, and I definitely want to thank Borden as well, Toby Cheatham and staff that's just working together, and a lot of other folks stayed and watched us. We came up, tried to support them. We had brought in the towels, and we just it's really cool for that little region of the state, Pekin and Borden, right. To be coming home with 2 state championships is really amazing. And
I want to congratulate them, obviously, as well. They're an unbelievable team and a great group of kids and people as well. So I congratulations, Coach Vic and his kids.
Again, we want to say hats off to you. You've done a fantastic job kind of leading and pioneering. But best of luck to you in the sectional next week.
Now, I guess that leads another group. I got to thank my assistant coaches in boys basketball, because there's been days that I haven't been able to be there, or I've only been able to be there part of the time, and they've had to step up and handle practice, handle a lot of the scouting. I mean, they have carried a lot of the load, a lot more than they should have to, but they did, and they love it, and they love our kids, and I'm so thankful for them. They're just a blessing, and we've been in so many games. We've been right there, and we're just so young, and we seem to just not be able to push over the hump, but we're the kids. I got to give my boys so much credit too. When you have a rough year like this in the win-loss column, it's really easy to lose perspective and just kind of lose the locker room per se,
right,
and lose that fight. And we haven't lost that. These guys go out there and fight hard and compete every game.
Right.
Whether it's, they have not given up, and that's just again another testament to how great of kids we have at Eastern.
Right.
Great people there. So I'm really proud of them too.
Well, we want to wish you the best of luck next week. Again, I know you're going to celebrate. You got any specifics that we can talk to the community as far as what's happening?
I do not. I'm sorry. I'll find out here in a minute.
I know we're just 5 minutes removed from winning. If we find any more information, I'm sure that Becky will get that information out there. I'm sure there'll be the fanfare, and I'm sure there'll be a fanfare.
I made a big promise to the girls that I got to make good on, and I'm going to need Matt Lindley help with it. So.
We'll determine that one at a later moment. So, again, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you all.
And we're going to finish up here again. Eastern victorious in the 2A state championship game against the Oak Hiil Lady Eagles. We're going to bring home 2 state championships to our part of the state. We're going to sign off. This is Jake and Jon Weininger. Again, thank you for being on the broadcast. We'll get more information out to you about the festivities for both of these schools going on. Again, it's been just a fantastic day. You guys have a fantastic night. And we'll see you guys next week for the IHSA sectional. The boys will kick off. Again, that's going to be us here, WSLM 97.9 Lady Musketeer Basketball, signing off.